Welcome to Keep the Ball! Andy Halliday, Paul Slane and Big Sam Smith.
He's a version.
I'm not here to be friends.
I swear to God.
Get your nipples out. Can I say chunky dunks? Everyone lift your box up.
Fuck it, you're
So we'll reveal it, Si. What's yours first? This is amazing.
Mine doesn't open goal.
Ah, bloody magic.
It's got a tash on it.
Good shit. This is brilliant for him. They've done Andy a belter.
I'm not showing that.
Can I show it? I'll show it.
I've got a baldy chooky, that's it. Oh, you go, show it.
Look at this. Fucking done him. Beautiful, Si.
Oh, you booked it. You made an arse.
There you go.
You made an arse at me.
Look, Si. Like that?
Brilliant.
Brilliant for a minute. Here. And then it's a lovely touch. Wild thing. Beautiful, that, innit?
How's that going?
Flying, Si. Absolutely flying.
I don't know, it'll take 3 years to eat. Slow burner, that.
Go here. We're flying.
How many did you sell over the weekend?
None, but that's not the case yet. Si. We've got big meetings this week. Get your orders in now because I'm coming to deliver all this week, so get your orders in now anyway at you, Kev.
Right.
I've got
How many deliver you get a drive?
I've got Vitty Wildfin produce a driver for me. Aye, so they're going to drive us everywhere.
I've got a wee 1 star, that's my usual.
Brilliant. Chunky dunks, get on it the now.
I'll tell you what.
They're brilliant, man.
Big man,
I can eat that
full
full
weekend.
Doing it Old Trafford, mate. Casemiro, what a player.
It's ridiculous.
Do you know when you think somebody's a good player until you see them live, mate? Just fucking strolled it, man.
I said that I probably would admit I never realised how good he was.
I'm the same, I thought it was a dog.
Because you don't actually watch him every week, do you?
What's he good at?
Brilliant now.
Mate, see even like wee things about where he puts his body when the ball's coming at him and just wee things like that. Do you know who was fucking dog shit? Bruno Fernandes, mate.
Was it? How many times did you blow away?
Didn't they keep it once? Did not keep it once and a moany wee bastard.
His attitude
Would you
stinks.
take him at Broomhill?
100%.
Would you?
I hope he'll give the ball away, mate.
I want to catch him.
But mate, nightmare coming back, Jude, down the motorway. Packet, he's a dustbin, Jude, mate. He never stops eating fucking sweets, Doritos. He'd had a free courser at breakfast because it was free, fucking taking the piss. Down the motorway, he's like, I'm going to be sick at the back of my 90 mile an hour, mate. Windy down all in my motor.
Oh no.
So if I had to stop at his next services, he's fucking in tears. Frankie's pissing himself laughing. So I'm stopping, desperate to get up the road, fucking cleaning my motor on the side of services. Frankie can't stop laughing. I'm like, you want anything? So he's like to me, get me a bottle of Ribena, Frankie. I was like, anything to the toilet? No, bottle of Ribena. So I've cleaned it up, mate. About an hour it took us to clean my full motor. Him, changed him, everything, stinking. 5 minutes down the motor when driving, Frankie's in the front seat. He's like that. And I'm like, please tell me you don't need a piss. And he's like, I'm busting. I was like, we just stopped 5 minutes ago. The next services comes up 22 mile. He's like, I can't hold it in. Trousers down, mate. He had that Ribena, so it wasn't finished. He's like, I'm going to need a piss in a bottle, but he had a full Ribena, mate, so he's down the Ribena. Then he's pissing in the bottle, mate. I'm driving again, fucking, and I'm looking at him, and do you know when you can tell, that's some piss he's got here. This bottle's not going to keep it. Mate, I'm talking that for the fucking top of the Ribena bottle. Fucking thing is it.
What did you do with the bottle?
Stressed out, man, up, man.
What did you do with the bottle after it?
I made him get it.
Give it to Sam Smith for that music video.
He texted me saying, can you keep that bottle of piss? What about you? Good weekend?
Quiet side, just obviously business mind always, and always fit with business.
You watched the football yesterday?
Aye, watched the Celtic.
Who you watched with?
Family, just family, aye. Just the family, aye.
Superb.
What about you?
I went in to watch Kilwinning Rangers versus Hurlford.
No, how was it?
Shite.
Was it, mate?
That was tough.
How?
2-2. Just two teams kicking the ball apart constantly. Some tough
Don't mind
tackles,
it.
by the way, in that division.
Is it?
Fucking hell, he's going for it today,
No. That's him, mate.
Some,
Is that not? That's Darv. Is that not?
Davos League, guy.
Yeah, Davos League, mate.
To be fair to Kilwinning, 2-2 was decent because they got a man sent off. It was for horrendous tackle, scissor kick. Hullford probably should have had a man sent off.
Hullford?
Hurlford, I think Hurlford, but it was a.
I thought you'd been shopping for a new hoodie.
No. Well, we've got to remember, when I get dressed in the morning, I get dressed in the dark. Whatever's sitting ready to go.
Brown.
Is that golden brown?
I'm
brown now, it's brown.
Vic will be back on this week, probably.
But,
Darvin's game.
Who did you beat me at? I
I think you beat 3-2.
He'd have went mental then.
Auckland Talbot can see a chance here.
no, it's beef for
What's the point?
Beef beat
But
ball
Darvin's got a
yesterday.
game in hand.
Hi, Dav got a
Is beef top now?
Beef for top.
Tell you what, the boy Pollock's no good. The runner results that they're after either.
Somebody's desperate for the Pollock job.
No, I'm just
He's
saying.
fucking sniffing about that. You've been seeing it,
Just
Paul,
saying.
haven't you?
Talking to new managers, mate. Best interview of all time, Duncan
Oh,
Ferguson.
the best.
Oh,
The best ever.
Big donkey
good is
snake.
that?
The guy's going on about like global what this and that, and the reporter goes, and do you know much about? And he went, aye, well, we're ken that like the world's heating up, innit? The world's not a house dunk, fuck's sake, man.
Let's get the world one of these. North Face for the world.
That North Face badge used to be like.
He's getting tapping on the veggie
They were
burger.
desperate for me, the veggie burger, wasn't it?
I'll have that later on.
It was when the wee chairman was passing it with the nail polish on, passing Big Duck the
Was he letting
veggie
you
burger.
on?
You can tell Big Duck just wanted to fucking scalp him, man.
What a guy.
They don't have a vegan burger for him to try.
No,
You know, even the- even the eat it.
vegan in
Everything's vegan,
see like
aye.
a pre-match food at 10 that everything's vegan.
Did you watch Martindale, the Jimmy Bella challenge by Martindale? And
That was
Bruce Sands?
good.
Brilliant. Me, Bruce Sands was brilliant.
That's
Yeah.
what Jim should be doing.
We're
He's invited you in to do
We're going
that.
up to interview Davey on Friday, do you know?
I don't know.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
Did you see Davey in the paper today? See his interview today, no?
What's he saying today?
He says points by pound. Livy have won the league for the last 3 years or something.
Amazing.
It's incredible.
Out on that,
Get
some
fuck
league
all,
that.
you get fuck all for that for David there. Get fuck all for that, young
What you got
man.
to show for it? The mantelpiece,
something.
Davey?
Remember Mandy comment to him?
What's he got a pound note
We'll get him a wee
fucking framed?
trophy for Friday with tears running down it.
Oh, you would be like that. Come on. Mate, I'm going to go early on Friday.
How you getting up, mate? Didn't I drive?
Nicky,
Devlin, right?
don't say I don't drive. I've been telling people I drive.
Get a bit cup here.
Do you know, we're not going to go into detail, but he got somebody to drop him off at a flat that he pretended was his and stood outside the door for 10 minutes.
minutes.
I held. Couldn't get in the close.
The person was lactated, I'm choking for a piss. And I'm like, fuck's it, McDonald's just round the corner. Oh,
One thing else I wanted to speak to you about the documentary, Brock Watson.
What a boy.
He's been getting slaughtered in the cut. You'll not give a fuck, but what a hero, man.
No, what a boy, what a
He
character.
has got one of the worst Edinburgh accents.
That's strong.
I think he's
What was
put-
it says? What was the word they kept
The wee popcorn felly.
Aye, fairly, that was
Popcorn
it.
No, it was Beamsy that done me, mate.
Beamsy, hit a Beamsy,
aye, that's
but
the
come
one I was
broke.
thinking of.
Broke.
But that's not the most embarrassing thing that's happened at Open Goal Brimhill this week. Del Hile's been put on his arse again for Jacob Glass.
What to him?
He was
Did you not hear about the Rhino, mate?
fuming.
No.
The Rhino last week,
Rhino.
playing 5-a-sides, mate, the Rhino puts him on his arse twice. But a body, and Del shouting for a foul, so we're on fucking hysterics. He's raging, mate. He's cracked, so he's trying to get the Rhino, and the Rhino's done him again, mate. Flattened him again. So Thursday, Jacob, the ball comes up, and I don't know if Del's kind of lost his foot in a wee bit, but Jacob nudges him, mate, and Del goes out. And he stopped training, we were like, nah, boys, you need to leave him alone. The punch bag needs to be left
Tell me
alone.
what he said.
And he's like, the Jim Lowe was the ref, he's like, you're going to get somebody fucking injured, mate. And he runs about, the ball bounces to Pat, young Pat, bounces, Del goes, fuck you, man. He passed on the deck.
He's got it.
Oh, mate, then we were on the group chat, he's taking
He's
it
rattled,
personal. He'll be
he-
sitting watching this right now as
Ah,
well.
what a
Stuff like
guy.
that always happens though. See if you start getting on someday in training and it doesn't get clapped on, there's a tackle coming for the next.
But have you had it where it's a coach that gets it for? I've never really seen that, a coach
No.
getting it.
Nah.
But it's still really a coach. He's like he's a player coach, isn't he? Still playing.
I bet that if you trained, would they do that to you?
No chance.
No.
No way.
It's because Dale goes to the gym every day and that, mate, and he gets his body
Aye, shows
before
he
training,
told
he
you
shows
that,
it,
didn't he?
and then the boys have just absolutely battered him, man.
Rhino, but
He's in a low place right now, isn't he?
What a guy.
He's wrong
You
for
won
you.
9-0, didn't you? On Friday?
Total football.
Well done, mate.
Aye.
No, wasn't he? At all. First 45 minutes probably the worst we played this season.
Was it, mate?
Aye.
Give him that, I'll do it half time.
But second half really good, like, a lot better. Might have something lined up for us next week.
What?
Guess who's up the road this weekend?
Cal.
Please.
And Izzy's up till
They've
Tuesday.
picked up a
We
wee
got
bit.
one next Monday, haven't we?
Mate, sure
By
you
the
what?
way, I seen a compilation of Cal playing centre midfield. Did you see it for Bristol City last week? Very good.
How are you?
Is that where they're
He will
playing?
be showing that to everyone. You're definitely going to see it.
I'm telling you now, mate, when I watched him at Luton, I thought he was hide and seek champion of the world. Thought it was a big game of hide and seek, mate.
It couldn't be the game he scored the last minute.
That was that game.
Was it? I told you to text me after that, didn't he?
What did he?
So now he chops it, and when
Uh-huh.
he chops it, the boy slides. So I texted him saying, buzzing, mate, good goal in the last minute. I texted him back saying, I think the boy was called Lerma. He's like, be careful when you're driving, mate. Lerma's still sliding to the end, mate.
Oh, you really come on?
Aye, he would come,
Brilliant.
definitely.
And then before we get on to the football, big round of applause for the Condorcet team. Three of them invited to Queen's Park. Your boy, one of them.
Aye.
Did they?
Aye.
What a coach, Kevin.
No.
What do you mean? No, that's what it's about.
No,
well,
well,
good for you, mate.
I'm not one of these dads that's going to start posting Twitter profiles about my kid being at a football club every night, because when they're 8, 9, 10 years old,
They'll be at least very soon, won't they?
aye.
No, I'm kidding.
No, they will be.
No,
Nah, the two goalies are in, but that's understandable. Danny's obviously a goalie. The two of them are fearless. Danny's good with the ball at his feet. Carter, his dad's been working with him for a number of years at the goals, and then Levi. Surprised. I'm
So you said
surprised.
that brilliant, that wee guy, isn't he?
I'm surprised nobody else has took him. He just kind of understands the game. But like Si said,
That'd
he
be
does a
Neil
bit
Lennon,
of-
isn't
He is, aye.
Yeah.
Better looking than Lennon. But nah, they won good win Saturday.
Bathurst snooze, didn't he?
Beat Kilty Hearts Saturday.
Jude said.
Beat Kilty Hearts
Oh,
3-1.
brilliant.
How was he? Because he always lies to
He
me.
was shite.
Was he?
Aye, he was.
At defence.
Aye,
He says
disappointing.
he was really good. Talks rubbish.
He was. Nah, he wasn't shite. Steve, I didn't watch the game. I was taking the other team, but Stephen said that he put everything into the midweek game, and he thought it'd be a bit easier.
Can I play 2 games a week? He's like, can I play 2 games
No,
a week?
what I'm saying is he got a wee bit. He got
What,
praised
you know?
for Wednesday, so he probably was a wee bit overconfident for Saturday. So we'll bring him back down to earth for night of training.
He's like that, mate. He's like that. Right, Grosvenor spot.
What a team!
Who's taking it?
It's got to be you. You're the Grosvenor man, aren't you?
I watched the Cooper show back on Thursday. What a waste of time I was on it.
What are you, mate?
Flat as shite.
Flat as shite.
Just completely flat in the energy at all.
Why do you think that? Is that why do you think that
I
was?
don't know what. The Cooper show's great with Derek, but
I think you're debt free, man.
I think I'm struggling at the moment, ain't I? I think I'm
Well,
pushing
I
it a lot
told
in
you
the
that
game,
the
ain't I?
You've got a lot of
football
things on your
monitoring
mind.
board are...
Aye, it's talking about me than
Let's talk about you in the
You need a
football
whale
monitoring
thing,
board.
mate.
Is it one more
thing,
think it's one more show?
Have you heard about the football monitoring board at Open Goal?
Aye, Dale and...
Lloydie and Gordon Smith.
Aye.
And they're talking about them.
How did Gordon Smith
They're monitoring your performances, that's all I say.
How did Gordon Smith come on? Did they get back to you?
He's too busy walking in the streets of
He's
West
got to
End.
walk. He's got to walk.
He's got a big walk.
Obviously, listen, Grosvenor Sport, they've been amazing, Kev. Do you think it is the best sponsor I've ever had?
Well, in terms of some of the ones we have had, I would say they're right.
Well, as
They're right
always,
up there.
it's double the odds for new sign-ups with your first £10 bet. Sign up at gsport.com/open goal.
The football monitoring boards thought you could have been a wee bit more enthusiastic with that.
I think I'm
You better watch, boy.
I think I'm on
You
my
better
way.
watch,
Really
boy.
do.
You're busy,
Be
Paul.
back
You've
cleaning
got
that
things-
swimming pool in that hotel you
Things
used
on
to
your mind, didn't you?
Doing it at 6 in the morning with a mask on and a big suit. Fucking Pittodrie days, man.
Alan Burrow's suit, wasn't it, you used to wear?
I mean, even on 5:30 in the morning, I used to go away doing big mask on.
I need to query it. I want somebody for the hotel of proof that you turned up for 5:30. You can't get up at 10 o'clock for him to pick you up for a podcast. How are you getting up at 5:30?
I know, that's a good shout. I'll get somebody to tell that, but because I used to have to go into the pool, dive into the pool, get the bottle, put salts in it, test the water, and then go down to the chamber. No chamber,
Is
whatever
that
it
Gordon
was.
Smith's chamber?
You did say though when you were a player like you'd be at the training ground every day.
First in, last out. There's a difference, wasn't it?
Worked for you, Worked well, eh?
Well, so I'm going to go into it because I'm really annoyed, and you called it spot on with Jim Goodwin. We're going to go into it, right? You called it spot on about after the Davil game, they've come out and said we're getting one more game. That for me, that was awful. You either then you said we're going to commit with him or we
I
let him
think
go
that's
now.
something like that's ever happened in a team of one.
No, and
See, when you know your manager, if he gets beat on a Saturday or he's away,
I actually
you beat,
feel a
you
bit
beat
sorry.
before the game's kicked, the boy's kicked.
100%. I felt a wee bit sorry for him Saturday. Listen, the performance isn't good enough, but
Giant
man,
clubs try and do that as if to show like it's no a
They're pandering to
like a
fans,
spur
mate,
of
and
the
again, I'm
moment
not being
reaction where
horrible.
we've lost the double, right?
It's a deflection tactic because what it does is by coming out and saying what they say, they think it's taking the pressure off of them, but it's just made them look even more stupid. The chairman shouldn't have said a word. And if
what is he doing in interviews after the game?
I know. If Jim Goodwin
getting
had still
sick of
been,
him.
if he'd have still been in the dugout on Saturday, if the board hadn't have said anything, the fans would still have been annoyed, but it might have gave Jim Goodwin a bit more of a chance maybe to try
Yeah,
and get a result. But whereas
definitely.
the way I look at it is, they basically just hung him out to dry, and the players are down tools because that performance on Saturday was none short of abysmal.
Well, listen, it's never going to be a case that every single one of the Aberdeen players liked Jim Goodwin.
Oh, aye.
But if they're not sure whether he's keeping the job or not, they're still giving their absolute all.
Aye, of
And
course
there's
it-
boys in there that are maybe are desperate to get Jim out or not being playing, not
Aye,
happy.
they know.
They know that if we get beat here, he's out.
See on that, like that situation where Jim knows, like, I've got one game to go, right? So he's thinking, I'll play the tried and tested that's got me in this position, right? Whether it's his tactics or his way he sets up. Why did Jim not just go and play 11 kids and just say, fucking go out there and give me what you've got?
He still wants to take a job though, doesn't he?
No, I know, but the guys that are trying to keep him in a job, we're never going to keep him in a job anyway. They've down tools for whatever reason. But then you've got to look at, is he a likeable manager? Is he, I think Jim Goodwin's a sign-off guy. Whatever reasons, he just could not get, the World Cup's fucking killed him.
No, I'm not saying that's the reason for Hibs' approach, but Hibs brought on 2 teenagers, didn't they?
Well, they had five
Gary
youth,
O'Connor's boy.
They had 5 youth players in the squad of 16 Saturday.
Yeah.
I think it was 5.
I was in the back of the performance.
Have you ever had that where he's been told basically if the manager doesn't win Saturday, he's out?
We did with Jim. I said that in the coaching show with Jim Gannon.
And beat.
You knew.
It's more a sense, innit? It's more a sense, like,
you don't
we
go
lose
there and go, we're going to get beat.
Aye.
It's a sense, you're right. You don't go out there and think, right, we know we're not going to try today, but it's just that feel about the place, you know, he's gone if we get beat here. And it's the chairman that's getting to me. Listen, I know.
He looks like Gary Mackay-Stevens' dad, doesn't he?
He does look like that. And I come across as a joke figure, didn't I? On here. People don't really take me serious, but I want this point here to be taken serious. I'm sick to death of that guy. He's got away with it far too much.
In terms of...
He came out after that game, his big statement he came out with, which was bollocks. And then after the game, he's speaking after that game v HIBS as well. Coming out as if, what's he doing?
While Jim Goodwin's trudging on the pitch.
I don't think Jim wanted to speak, did he?
No, but Jim's actually walking off the pitch and he's doing an interview. Like, could he not have done that, like... Jim Goodwin's basically just come in and said, cheers Jim, you're sacked. Apparently he'd left the stadium, I
never went in the dressing room, did he?
Just went straight down to the thing and been said, there you go.
I'm going to actually ask him, and all joking aside, I'm going to ask him, when this comes out, I want him to call me, or call the show.
Who, Jim Goodwin?
No, the chairman.
Are you right?
I want to call, so it'll be the cooking show on Thursdays, the next opportunity. I want on Thursday, sit in your office at whatever time you're doing it at, and I want to call you.
And you and him?
Well, I'll usually be sitting
I'm not involved in this.
But all I'm saying is I'll go with it and I'll do my research for him. So when he phones in on Thursday, it'll be live on the show. But
it's a clever guy, mate.
That's what I'm saying. So if you start to see me flirting a wee bit, I'll just tell Derek and Faddy to step in. That's why I want people surrounding me.
We heard it at Swindon, mate. Remember Paul Hart?
Aye.
We basically been told if you get beat Saturday, you'd be relegated, but then also Paul Hart would get sacked. So he never came on the bus. We went up to Sheffield. We're like, where's the manager? He was obviously fuming that this news had came out. Again, get to the game. I'm talking 1:30, mate. No sign of the gaffer sitting in the changing room. Comes in at about 2:10. Gives a team talk, and we go out and get beat 4-1, I think it was. And after the game, I'd never seen anything like it. So he knew that obviously we were relegated, and he was getting sacked. So you had his trackie. You always wore a suit, but he put a trackie on before the game. So he comes in after the game, we're all sitting. Starts taking his trackie off while he's talking. He went through his full career. Started off as a boy at got into the first team at Nottingham Forest, played against guys like George Best. Mate, before you know it, mate, he's standing in his pants, telling us that he used to elbow the back of George Best's head when he was a centre-half, and George Best was a centre-forward. And we're sitting in his fucking cane and big Scotty Cuthbert for being a soft centre-back. I've done this, I've done that, mate, standing in his pants, and we're like, what the fuck is happening here, man? The most surreal experience of my life, mate.
When I was at Rangers, Mark Warburton got sacked on Sky Sports News.
So he did, was that when he was kind of with Forest, linked to Forest?
Aye. I remember like the players group chat at the time like that, just been reported on Sky Sports News, Gaffers get sacked.
Did you not have an idea at all?
No, but I think, was there no something like, that people were coming out saying rumours like, oh, he was trying to get a move elsewhere, he was talking to clubs and all that, which, as players, you don't obviously have a clue what's going on or hear anything like that, so I remember thinking that was fucking weird. It is though, innit? Like, just watching Sky Sports News, it just flashes up your mind.
It was 100% Murray that grassed him, wasn't it? Murray heard something in his office at by the way, I've just heard him try it.
Do you ever think when you know your manager's getting the sack, there's nothing you can, like, no matter what you want, like there's managers you've liked and you don't want to see them get the sack and you're sitting there thinking, right, come on boys.
You end up trying too hard,
You end up fucking trying too hard, it has a reverse effect. Like when Mick was new, he was getting the sack, the boys were fucking gutted when he got the sack. Peter Reid got the sack, that was a real shock. And then Howard Wilterson got sacked. He was fucking, I think we were glad of him getting the sack. And then at Coventry, I saw Adams get the sack, Mickey Adams, Ian Dabby get the sack. Fucking got Jim Jeffries the sack. I got everything the sack.
Did you not see? You felt Peter Reid's sack as well?
No, that was his lugs.
He cupped his sack, did you not?
Do you know, I've said this before, I've said it many times, see when Mowbray gets sacked, Lennon done one of the greatest speeches ever in the canteen. Told that before, didn't I?
No,
what was captain?
No,
He
took over as the manager. And he brought everybody into the canteen and it was one of the greatest speeches in history.
Gives it we just it.
No, he just came, he just said to, like, the top players, and you remember who was there, Robbie Keane and all that, don't think you're anywhere bigger in this club, you'll be out in a second if you perform the way you've been performing. It was brilliant, mate.
Good. What do you think the key factors What do you think the key factors are? Because obviously they're third before the World Cup.
That's crazy. I think it's defensive.
What have they got? Where have they got?
Do you think about it?
Defensively shocking.
Defensively poor, but see when you think about it, when they come back the first couple of games, the three tough games, I think, Celtic and Rangers, lost their goal to Celtic in the 90th minute or 88th minute to lose.
McGregor, that's right.
That's right, and then they were 2-1 up against Rangers in 92nd minute.
95th, 97.
I've been 92nd, they equalised, I think,
was
Rangers
it,
been 95th. So you think about that, if those two results go the other way, or if he hangs on, and then ever since then, it's just been an absolute free fall.
And I think it's like with stuff like that, so I look at like Dundee United when they get beat 9-0 off of Celtic, and then that Aberdeen, the two Aberdeen games you're talking about, like I think that mentally scars teams.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
If you get beat standard, maybe a 2-0, 2-1 or something like that, but to be 2-1 up in the 95th minute, 2 goals with 3 minutes of injury time, there's probably a case, and it's just speculation, but have they recovered for that? No, because what, they won 1 in 10 or something like that?
Do you think it's easy to say now? Do you think it's he shouldn't have done what he done with like your Scott Browns, your Anti
Well, no, because it worked. They were up to third, weren't they?
But do you think the boy Stewart's a captain? He made him his captain, didn't he?
Was he not the Wickham captain though in the Championship in England? So you can't tell me he's not. I've seen quite a lot of criticism for Stuart, but I think they've been a better team when Stuart's been in the team.
I've said that, and I'll stand by it. Aberdeen have improved on last year, definitely.
Yeah.
For playing them last year, I thought they were a lot worse than what they've been when the 2 games we've played them this year. And you were there, or one of you, was it you watched it? We beat them 5-0, it wasn't a 5-0
I
game.
watched that.
But defensively, their record's not been good enough, and I think that's that and their away record, because they're away. I think they've won 1 game away from home all season.
I wouldn't say they were bad as a defensive unit, but every time I seen Aberdeen going against them, it is an individual error.
Aye.
Even the Rangers one, it comes over the full back, heads it right back into the area.
Just pure decision making. You think of Andy talking about the 5-0, you think about that, like that first 15 minutes there was nothing in the game, and then Hearts get a long throw in and just chuck a long ball out the box and Aberdeen kind of defend it and they get a goal, and you're thinking that's like schoolboy stuff, that's really is schoolboy stuff. But I don't know, I just always think that we're at the the end of the month, nearly into February. Jim Goodwin must have known that defensively they weren't very good. Why have you not done enough research in December? Is it because the World Cup and they thought they would come back and they had enough? Can you know how you reinforms? I don't know. Like obviously December, the World Cup finished. So when did the league start? About the 15th, 16th again of December. So
it was a bit after that, but
but like bring a couple of players in at the beginning. He got the sack on Saturday and they brought in a loan signing yesterday
from Watford.
to Watford.
Scales doesn't look like a centre half. Decent performance.
Scales left back's fine. When he played with Celtic, he was decent at left back. Every time he come in, but centre half at Aberdeen, he's really struggling.
Yeah,
I think these you don't want to see anyone get the sack, and I would never comment saying that people should be sacked. But I mean, 5-0 at Hearts, 1-0 Davos, 6-0 Hibs, your last 3 results. Regardless of the chairman doing a statement, you know, like there's a good chance that.
No, he had to go. His time was up, wasn't it?
Well, so what would be your main points? I'm intrigued to hear this. What you?
I don't want to. I'll be honest. I don't want to give too much away to give him ammo.
Ammo, right?
Because he could then catch me on Thursday. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'll maybe come out to yours and we can do it together. You putting yourself into this still.
See, when you do your research, see what you should find out. What you should look into is Aberdeen fans under Derek McInnes had enough, right? Sick of what he was doing, bored of the football, blah blah blah. What to change? They got changed. Stephen Glass. Didn't work out. They got change again. Jim Goodwin didn't work out. If we go and start divvying up how much money they paid off Derek McInnes when they sacked him, to get in Stephen Glass, paid him up to sack him. Jim Goodwin the same. Plus the investment they put in. Why could they not just have gave that investment to Derek McInnes and let him go and get?
I think the budget would have been bigger now than what Dell would have had.
Aye. So
money he made them as well.
I look at it and think sometimes but did Derek McInnes have the finances that? Because I don't think McCormack was there through the whole, like, come to the end of Derek McInnes' tenure.
I think he just got appointed, didn't he?
Aye. So had they just kept him and maybe said, right here, we're going to put a bit of investment in, whereas now they're looking to balance the books because the signings are Scott McKenna, the sales, Scott McKenna. Who else did they sell? Well, they got
Hedges.
They got somebody else because they got an extra
Ramsey as well.
Ramsey. They got money from McKenna when he got promoted with Nottingham Forest. So you're thinking, looking at all that money, like they've probably lost it big time. And like they're sitting 7th, won 30 points. They're only a couple of wins and they're back in like to 4th or 5th. So it's not as if they're that there Saturday's horrendous.
Sorry, mate.
Do you think he'll take my offer up? Chairman, come on the phone.
I think you're hoping that he's not going to take it up.
I'm praying he doesn't listen to the show. Do you know anything about him? Is he a bit?
Are you gonna?
As a black belt.
Are you gonna?
Big Cormac's a black belt jiu-jitsu, I've heard.
I see you choke me. I know he's been an
Are you gonna ask this to be taken out? Just tell us now.
Aye, I'm up. Got a message late at night. I always leave it at the last minute. But do you know what? And by the way, do you know what I want? And I'll say as well, if he feels more comfortable.
So, but again, in terms of, he's obviously backed managers, isn't he? 'Cause it's been a fortune.
Oh, aye,
so what is it you're thinking? Is it his decisions in terms of the managers that he's appointed?
Well,
I don't think the chairman can be blamed. How can the chairman be blamed?
Well, I'm not going to give, as I say, I'm not going to give too much away, but I listened to an interview done on the radio. He came on and he was arguing with Kenny McIntyre.
That was under Stephen Glass, wasn't it?
And he said about Stephen Glass, and he said we'll appoint him because we want this whole new style, and we want to bring all these players through, and we want the youth to be playing a certain way. And then you get rid of Glass and you bring in Jim Goodwin, who wasn't known for playing. So that will be the sort of mainstay of the argument. And if he feels more comfortable, because I know he might not be all the best on the phone, come on the show. There you go. Sit beside me on the show.
I think the chairman's getting a bit of grief because his statement after Darvel.
You can come in with me because I can feel your.
I like him. He's really good. He's done really well.
I think from his interview Saturday, he's definitely passionate about his club. He supported them 60 years.
I know, but he's in America, I'm sure, for 50 years. So
I know, but
so you can ask me. You can. We'll see.
He's obviously got plenty of wealth. He's clever because he's made that wealth, and he's come back to try and help the club that he loves. And obviously, he's made a couple of mistakes, but the next appointment's key.
Right. So who should they go for?
Kevin Thompson, I think, for me.
Robbo.
It's got to be Tom.
Barry Robson.
I think Tom.
What a guy. You played the Robbo, didn't you?
Do you think Tom Landy?
His face is so tight, Robbo.
Brilliant.
I would get you Lennon.
Would you?
He's a favourite, I'm sure.
I would get you Lennon.
But how's that going to work, Lenny and Dave Cormack?
But I just think, well, that's what Aberdeen need. They need a guy that's going to know listen to him. Whether that works or not then, but
are they going to give a guy a free run at it?
Is he still managing the Cypriot team?
No,
he's away. But I think he maybe is he still over there just now?
Not sure.
Well, you meant to wear, I don't
think, listen, and it's not to say he's not a good manager because his record speaks for itself, but I don't think Aberdeen fans will be happy if they're going to win.
Do you know?
I'd be the same side as you, Andy.
The full Celtic HIBS stuff and managing Scotland, is that the sort of route they want to go down? I don't think that will.
Well, seen Chris Wilder was linked this morning.
I mean, bit of disappointment, no?
I think so.
I
think he's got good experience. He's managed at a right good level.
I like listening to Wilder or no?
So did I. I remember the interview. There's a lot. Remember they played Liverpool, Sheffield United.
Yeah.
He says people talk about their quality and that watching them run more than anybody else, they tackle more than anybody else.
Aye. There's a lot of obviously very good managers out there available. It's a case of what Aberdeen's vision and future is, and to find somebody that fits that bill and just go with it and stick with it. What's going to be successful now for Aberdeen for the end of the season?
Top six.
Try and push for like the fourth place.
Still firmly in their sights.
Of course it is.
Is he's in with people, McCormick?
Well, for one, it's Cormac. Mate, Tom Boy just skimmed in.
Is he?
McCormick or Cormac?
Is he in with people?
Aye.
He's worrying, man.
Is it difficult for whoever comes in because the transfer window's closed?
So again,
but their squad's good though.
I know, but their frailties in defence, obviously.
He's a centre half.
Well, they just got, like you said, they just got a boy on loan.
Aye, looks like a young guy.
Aye.
But when you think of their personnel, in the back four, Coulson's decent. Johnny Hayes is decent. Can play there. Scales has obviously got a good player.
McCrory got
player of the year. Just Kelvin Stewart playing the championship last year.
And the goalie's very good for me.
And the goalie's good.
I think Stewart's on centre half.
But they've been playing Joe Lewis.
There's only got one centre half at the club that plays.
Is he?
Do you know what I mean? Because McCrory and Scales to me are the centre halves.
I would like. If I was playing, I like Ross McCrory, but for me, I always think he's like a sitting midfielder, somebody who can protect the back four, stop things from happening, give it simple. I think that's where you get the best out of Ross McCrory.
I think his man scored for one of the corners, didn't he? Is it Johan for the corner?
Aye.
Mate, the standard of goals he conceded.
Was it 3 set-halves? 4 set pieces, sorry?
4 set pieces.
What the goalkeeper was poor as well. That guy's header for the edge of the box.
Wide free kick, 2 corners, penalty.
Yeah.
Too easy.
Guy scored a header for 18 yards.
I know.
It's a great corner. That
too easy.
You can see what they've done in it too, and there's only Shinnie, and he's creeped around the back of Shinnie. Quite clever.
I think the keeper's got to, you need to be questioning if you're scoring a header for the goalkeeper.
But it was some header, to be fair.
That was a good header, mate.
Yeah, can you see Jim Goodwin getting back in? I think he will get back in.
I think he will.
Definitely,
yeah.
I think he's done enough in terms of Alloa, St Mirren, obviously Aberdeen. He got to Aberdeen because he's successful before. This is just his first blip in the road, and you look at it and think circumstances might have been different. There might not have been a blip, but he'll definitely get back in.
I can see if Ross County, Kelly, Dundee come up. I think Jim Goodwin would
definitely.
Would you take, if you were Jim Goodwin, would you take a break for the game?
Nah, why?
Just get back out.
I
think it always just depends what opportunity comes up. Does the opportunity suit? I don't think there's any teams do now. Obviously, it's right now, but I don't think there's any team without a manager do now. But there's obviously always managers under pressure up and down the country, and he'll definitely be in the run.
I remember
him and Tom will be in the run for
look at Tom, mate, that's what I was just going to say. Tom has nearly been out of football a year, mate, he won a league.
I was listening to Eddie Howe, he said it was the best thing he'd done after Bournemouth. Take a bit of time.
But his stock was massive though, mate, with the job he'd done at Bournemouth. He took him to League 2 to the Premier League, so he
and he's still playing all that.
It's funny, I went down to Cowan on Saturday to watch that game, and obviously, like, just to see what it was like.
Goodwin wasn't there.
No, he wasn't. No, Jim was on his way down after the game, but it's so important that if there is an opportunity to become a manager and you fancy that role, is it going to be the right fit for you? What can you do? I'm looking
at know until you're in there.
No, that's what I mean, but I'm looking at that on Saturday, looking at Cowan and seeing that the boy, I don't know what the boy's name was, got sacked. And somebody said the Cowan job's available, so I thought I'll get a mate down in Cowan, went down and watched it with him. And you're sitting there watching the game and you see things, you think, like, okay, why, like, I could do this. I wrote down before, where I come in the league, what's going to be successful this year for them from now to the end of the season? What could I do with them next year? So how you have this plan to think about, and then obviously watch them and think, like, what players do they got? What can you work with? What's their budgets? And I don't know what their budgets are, but it's a big thing, isn't it? When you think about it, when, like, obviously when you took on Broomhill as a bare canvas, you're like, right, okay, you could bring in 20 boys and make this work. Whereas they've already got a squad. Yeah. I would need to bring in a couple that I would think would make them better, but it's a
you don't want to get into, you do want to take a shot at it, don't you?
I've had meetings with everybody. I had a meeting last week.
Think you're ready for it?
Oh, definitely, aye. I think it's got to believe in yourself, and I do like working with the kids. I spoke to somebody last week in Rangers. He's just took another job. He's actually took a job number 2 to Stephen Glass in America.
Oh, is he right?
Aye. Mark Spalding, I think he was the head of youth.
Yeah.
So I was speaking to him about it
as well.
And he was obviously trying to tell me about what badges to go on the kids, so I've got one of them to start tonight. Kids
Rusty Sheriff badge, you said.
So, but the thing is, like, opportunities don't come along very often, so when you're you've got to just take whatever you can sometimes, get a foot in the door and see what happens.
Any other names? Scott Brown's been mentioned.
Jack Ross.
Oh.
Has he done?
Jack Ross gets an Aberdeen job after the United one, eh?
Scott Brown, how's he doing down there?
I think he's done alright. I don't think their budget's massive for in terms of, I think
Scott Brown will come back.
Do you think so?
Aye.
The Scottish game.
Massive job,
definitely.
isn't it?
Yeah, massive appointment that, wouldn't it? Be like a big...
That'd be a good appointment.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
But do you know think they need maybe somebody a wee bit more experienced Aberdeen at this
Scott Brown's
stage?
not done enough, and then non-management to get the Aberdeen job, you would say?
Well, I would just more look at the fact that he was in Stephen Glass's backroom staff. Do you know what I mean? And then if he's then got the sack, for them to go away, get a job, then come straight back, I don't know.
I always think you should get Aberdeen, Hearts, Hibs on the back of doing a great job somewhere else. He's been awarded for
it. There's nothing to say that Barry Robson doesn't go in, turn the result.
I think he'll be very good, mate.
Aye, he could easily get the job.
What about,
see the guy he's brought in, Stephen Agnew? I was with him at Middlesbrough, he's very good.
Is he bold, isn't he?
He's my resi coach, he's a reserves coach at Middlesbrough. Really good.
He's been assistant manager under...
Sheffield Wednesday.
Newcastle.
That was it.
Newcastle's assistant manager. And but he went through the ranks at Middlesbrough. He was obviously youth coach, reserve coach. Then he went in with was it Karanka maybe as a part of the coaching staff. And then he went, I think, to Hull was an assistant manager. Newcastle was assistant manager. So maybe with Brissy actually.
That looks like
they're going to start reducing fart jars up in Aberdeen.
See on obviously the Steve Agnew coming in. That must look like they're
Steve
giving.
Who, sorry?
Steve Agnew.
Steve Agnew.
Aye, Steve Agnew.
Love it.
Look French, innit?
That was like a wee bit French.
Steve Agnew. Agnew. Steve Agnew.
You've went up a class since.
Oh, you're brilliant, mate.
Agnew.
Every time I look at him, he's like the fucking skinny Marv out of fucking Home Alone, isn't he? We Danny DeVito there. Right, anyway.
Agnew.
By bringing him in, it must look like they're giving Barry Robson the job to end the season.
Yeah, you just said
he's a good.
I think Barry Robson will be good, mate.
Yeah,
I do.
He's a good.
I think Barry Robson, it looks like Barry Robson's getting that job to end the season if he's bringing in Steve Agnew.
Well done, me man.
Oh, well done.
We're all proud of you, me man. Signing for Newcastle, and you're still coming on the podcast.
Which harlot does the TV sports personality? Claire Baldwin. We Claire Baldwin.
See when
That's not a bad shout.
See when the radio were saying his deal wasn't going to happen to Newcastle, I was buzzing because I knew if he signed, you were going to say that.
That's actually not a bad shout.
I've also got a picture of you playing for Dundee United.
That's that, I recognise him.
Who's that? Davy Dodds?
Actually, before the transplant.
What's that?
I don't know. Jim Duffy that's next time. Hibs. Great performance. What difference was in Hibs' performance? Or have they been playing alright Hibs and just not really had the result?
I think they sensed
the Aberdeen
fatalities of Aberdeen. Because
it was constant balls in the box, wasn't it?
For me, I'm looking at the Hibs and listening to what do you call him, Lee Johnson, and he talked about the part. He's just like, I can't even do his accent because he's talking about the posties. The posties on this weekend, we've got five under 19s and whatever he's saying. And I thought to myself, you're taking a chance at this weekend because they'd nothing to lose either. He had nothing to lose.
I don't know. I think he maybe had his job to lose.
And that's what I mean. In terms of like what I'm meaning by that is that he could have been the one. It could have been him at the door, and Jim could have had another week's reprieve. But he's ended up winning 6-0, and everybody's forget about how stinking they'd been all year. That's true. The truth. We've now got Hibs fans thinking, fucking hell. We're climbing up the league. They beat the worst team in form in Scottish football. Aberdeen.
I get the whole like 5 youth team players, but is that not only because Porteous is away and there's injuries? So I know every manager has to do.
And Rocky's injured, I know.
That's what I'm saying. Injuries. Porteous is left.
Were Hibs better because Porteous is off and Big Rocky's injured?
I think it's hard to know because Aberdeen they're right at the place, weren't they? So it's hard to bet.
Hibs. I'm just not convinced that Hibs have turned the corner by beating Aberdeen 6-0.
No, I don't think that Lee Johnson would say that, but they need to start. I don't think they've been playing that bad. I watched them against Motherwell on the telly, and I thought they were quite.
Mate, at the point on Hibs, Nisbet's back scoring. What's happening with him?
I think there must be. I don't know. Could be ranking. I think there might be another move.
Somebody's phoned and says we're gaining more money, aren't they?
Rangers.
Nah. Michael Beale's already come in and said that there's nobody outside Sakala, Roof, Kolak, Morelos that's better than what we have in Scottish football.
Right.
Come in and said that. I thought that was a bit.
Would you not agree?
Possibly.
I think
no, what I would say is
I think Shankland Nisbet
stick some of the better strikers than Nisbet, Shankland into that Rangers squad would they score goals definitely.
I think Nisbet would be harder to replace than Porteous would.
Because he's goals.
And I think
good
Porteous
shout,
is a very
Andy.
good player, but I think if somebody's scoring 15 plus goals a season for any team outside the Old Firm in Scottish football, chances are it's harder to replace, isn't it?
Yep.
So I think if they keep a hold of him for now to the summer, I think their chances of having what they see as a successful season. Then
Hibs have got good players.
Yeah.
Like, I think
individually,
individually, they've got like that Yuan that scored. I think he's decent.
Yeah,
he normally plays on the wide, but he played more through the middle. And then obviously, like the young boys that did come in, Gary O'Connor's boy, they've been raving about him for a while. He's been playing under 18, scoring plenty of goals. So he came on. I think he wanted to take the penalty when Josh Campbell was on a hat trick.
Aye. Well, listen, Boyle's out for the season, isn't he?
Yes.
Aye.
Well, if you've got Ewan, McGeady, Nisbet for now at the end of the season, you've got a chance.
McGeady's brilliant again.
You think Nisbet will still be there at the end of the window?
No, I think he's come back up the road because somebody's made a phone call and said we'll give you this amount of money. But then I think if that's the case, why would you play and risk that?
No, but I know, but I do feel as if something must be going on, because why would you go down for a medical and then come back?
Went down to Millwall and realised they were gaining $4,000 a week and thought, fucking, may as well
Could that be? Could it be?
No, did you hear Lee Johnson's interview before the game on the radio? It was bizarre.
What did he say?
He didn't really want to talk about it at all, eh?
No.
I asked him if it was medical reasons and he wouldn't say yes or no.
So
he never really gave a reason.
Is there a field medical?
Listen, it's rumours, but there's rumours going about that something did come up in these medical, but it's rumours. You can't
message him.
Can't confirm on a rumour, can you? But listen, it's a benefit to Hibs for me, because how long's he tied down in his contract?
I think he's only got another year after
Year
this.
and a bit.
So 18 months.
He'll no sign on all of them.
Well, keep up at the end of the season, and then I don't see why they don't get a feel like that again.
Yeah.
Listen, you've got to remember, if rumours are rumours, and if it is something to do with like a medal or something's picked up, he had that, he was on the verge of going to Birmingham, he's then had the cruciate, he's come back, it's quite quick from coming back to getting a move again, so teams might be a wee bit, it might something show might up. All Kevin Nisbet needs to do is, if he stays at Hibs, which would be great for Hibs, have a good end to the season. That gives you 4 or 5 months, and then he'll get away. He'll get away in the summertime.
Any fit person could have a medical and something would show up.
Yeah, definitely. Did you ever worry when you did a medical?
Oh, mate, I went to Dundee, right, and I hadn't played for 4 months at Portsmouth, and I'd got an injection at my back. I turned up my medical at Dundee, mate, and I'd been released from Portsmouth, no knowing if I was going to pass. Turned up first day pre-season, mate, not sure whether I could run or not.
Yeah, I turned up for Hearts Medical.
And I was
limping.
seeing some of the things in the medical, I was like, oh, fucker, man.
What is it? What did you do? What did you do in a medical?
Oh, just everything.
Flexibility, fucking all that.
Strength
You were
tests.
in pain, didn't it? You need to kid on your nose. Did you limping when you went to heart surgery?
I woke up. I was left Kilmarnock and I woke up one morning. I was like, "Fucking hell, my groin's in agony." I couldn't.
There was a jet next to you.
Couldn't. Jet was behind me.
Is that why you were?
I couldn't walk. So I turned up to the old.
That's incredible, mate.
Turned up the old training ground and Billy and Jim's come out to like greet me. And I'm like limping in like this. And Billy's like, "What the fuck's up with you?" I said, "I don't know. I've got just a tight hip."
Did you say it was because Jim was behind you?
I passed the medical and then I had to go for.
But they would have been the types that probably would have just.
Oh, they were just desperate to get
Danny
him
Wilson's
past.
like that with me at swimming as well, because I've been out with my ankle for 2 years.
Get him
Physio
past.
showed a couple of things and Danny was like, he's fine. He's going to be fine. But I don't think that happens anywhere, mate. I don't think managers.
Who was the last medical I done was actually Middlesbrough. That was a story I told to Stratton when I was doing sprint tests and then
Well, you don't even do
that.
You don't even do a medical at Hearts?
No. No, aye, but it's different.
No,
it's not like a full blown like.
Aye, as if they're spraying them.
Yo-yo test,
No, but I told you, remember I did the sprint test and Gordon Stratton walked in. He's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, he's doing the sprint test." He's like, "To see if he's fast." He's like, "I'll tell you if he's fast." He's like, "You're just on the line, run." He's fast. He's no. So I don't need that.
That's incredible.
Remember Hartson? He
failed, didn't he?
At Rangers,
Failed at
wasn't it?
Rangers and then went and signed myself.
I don't think O'Neill gave him a medical to say like.
No.
I don't think he says I'm not bothered. I'll just sign you.
Did Craig Gordon not fail a medical at Rangers?
Mate, is that maniac back for a broken leg?
Mate, honestly, he's on the. What do you call it?
Leg
Leg
press.
press machine in the gym and that. Crazy. That's a month after a double leg break.
What?
I know, it's not right.
Craig Gordon was in at Rangers when I was there. He was in trying to get a contract, trying to get fit. When he was
After he'd been at Sunderland?
Alright, remember he was out for about 2 years?
Aye, he was out for a long
When they
time,
retire. He was in at Rangers every day with me, trying to get fit to get a contract. And
He still says it now. Physio at Rangers at times, Stevie Walker, he basically says he's the one that rejuvenated his career by getting him fit with his knee and that.
and then
Mate,
he
somebody's
never,
cutting Robin Nielsen's hair with a hammer, man. What's happened to his hair? He needs to get that hair back, mate.
Do you not think it looks better?
I thought he was handsome, man.
I liked the hair. I liked the hair.
I don't like it.
No,
yeah.
I don't like the hair
I
now,
think
no.
he was losing it, definitely was losing it.
He needs that. He needs to go over, doesn't he? We need to get him out of
Good move for Porteous, isn't it?
Great move.
Fourth in the championship. They
And
could
who
be
is it,
Premier-
Bilic?
Aye,
Centre half, he was a centre
They
half
could be
himself.
they could be playing Premier.
I think he'll play as well, I think.
To da.
I think he'll play.
It's a great move, isn't it? They pay well on audit. Elton John's still running, do you know?
Nah, I think he's
No.
away for there now.
Is he?
Kiki D, yeah.
No,
Kiki
it's
D.
But you'll be getting big bucks down there, mate.
I know, but it's a strange club, Watford, isn't it?
Is it?
Chop and change manager.
That's
but
what
you're
I was
managing
going to
something.
say. That's what I was going to say. I think it's the right type of move from though. Championship team that's got high ambitions to get to the Prem and play every week, but the amount of managers they've had in the last 10 years has been
He'll
outrageous.
sit the championship, Porteous, won't he?
I think he'll do well, aye.
I think
he'll
he'll
be
do
fine
well,
down
mate.
there.
We think Scott McKenna went down there, and stole it, didn't he?
Aye, he's done well.
They're playing in the Prem.
Brilliant.
Well done, Ryan.
Not bad,
What do you think that'll be, about 10?
I'll go.
10,
Aye.
I think.
Easy, aye.
Maybe 10, aye.
Would it go up? See you've got the Premier
Aye,
League.
50%
50%,
increase.
is it?
Oh,
Fucking hell, man.
Because when I was there, I was Coventry, if we got promoted, your wages doubled. And then if you got relegated, they come down 25%.
that's what I said. Maybe you were one game away from my wages doubling. 2 years later, it's on part-time on 2 years. Right?
When I left,
Mate, I actually had the money in my, I knew exactly what I was doing as well. See, before I gave it, I remember thinking, imagine who's speaking to next year. Got relegated the next year. Half.
I was doing everything I could to get out of Middlesbrough and they ended up getting promoted and it was in my contract to double my wages.
What, so you left before they got promoted? And you could have stayed on?
They offered me an extra year and I was like, no chance, because hadn't they played for that long, left, got promoted that season. Can't help.
That's why you're seeing the greats.
When I left Sunderland, Coventry, Leeds or Stoke, Sunderland got promoted, could have stayed there. Fucking Stoke got promoted the same season, could have went to them. Leeds got fucking relegated and I went to Coventry, absolute shithole. Fucking honestly. I just wanted to go and play football. Why don't you stay and pick up money? Fucking
No,
stupid.
you can't do that.
Nah, I went to
What
play
about you, wee
football.
man? You ever get any chance of getting promoted?
No, but I got put in my contract if I played, mate, this is a can't believe I did it. Played 5 games, my money doubled. And I didn't play 5 games.
For who?
Celtic.
How many games did you get?
Man.
5 games.
You only had to play 5 and your money would have doubled.
Many did you
So
play?
you'd have went up to 600 a week. Devastated, man.
No, they only played one summer appearance.
Was it just the one?
But then after that, the bonus, the home bonus, I still eat 7 me now.
That home bonus.
I used to sell my watch. I bought 2 Hugo Boss watches when I was at Celtic, and I sold them to my dad with no money. He actually fucking took the money. No, sorry.
Gave you the money?
I gave him the money. I was sickening in it. You could have had all that bonus.
What was the MK Don win bonus? No great.
We were always shared with the subs. See when you get the subs.
What, the manager just came round after and gave you the subs a £5 each?
No, so it's like, say it was £800 a win bonus, just say the subs that don't go on, it's like
they would divide it up amongst us.
So it wasn't that, it was about 50 quid or something you got.
Didn't
make it.
This is my win bonus tonight for Broomhill boys, Chunky Dunks.
If anybody wants to go and watch where he's playing?
Port Glasgow.
Have we spoken about that with your biggest win bonus? Does people hate that talk?
Nah, people quite like it. It's good insight on it. Dundee was my biggest mate. I couldn't believe it when I came up here.
What was that?
It's like we were 600 quid a win.
And
I used to take my fat ass off the bench and get 450 for just getting on the pitch.
The wee mullet.
The wee mullet.
We were, when I made my debut in the Prem, we were £5,000 a win. But then when we 2 seasons later, the top 6 teams in the league, which was Man U, Liverpool, Leeds, Newcastle, and there was a couple of others, they were £7,000 a win.
Mental.
Yeah. But never.
And now you're sitting there with an offer hoodie on.
Now I'm sitting here with a beat. What even is this one?
That's the same one he said about the other week.
They were raging with me, I said they were burst. See, Celtic, I don't know if I Celtic took it out, Celtic to qualify for the Champions League when I was there, just to get into the group stages, was £95,000 per player.
No.
Just to get into the groups.
Was it?
Aye, £95,000 per player. I'm sure it was.
I remember Cad's got something ridiculous, but I don't think it was that.
It's the same as the Bournemouth deal last season.
That seems a bit much.
Mate, I can't be right. 95 grand a man, that's
$1 million.
£2 million quid.
No, it was because Phil Twarzik.
He never got 95 grand.
No, but if you were part of it, you go to it, and I was part of the squad, and for some reason, fucking left me out. Don't know why.
That needs to be queried, man.
Who can we ask?
Ask Jamesy.
He doesn't get away, but. Was it 95? Is that too much, do you think?
It's definitely.
What's happening to me?
I'm sure it was something like 30, 35.
I bet you were a few years before me. You were in that squad, so.
Right, come on, we're Rangers, VAR.
I think the 3 decisions were wrong.
I think we should get rid of the referees, mate.
I think we should
So
get
do I. He's robots.
Just pull a guy out the stand and go, go and fucking run about that.
We need the robots your brother had,
I
don't
know.
we?
We need the robots.
Need the robots.
It's a waste of time now, but it is.
Out of the 3, how many do you think were wrong?
3.
We're all wrong.
All wrong for me.
The penalty's
How many
right.
do you think's
The
wrong?
penalty's right
Penalty's
because
right under the rules, but I hate it.
Do you think Ryan Jack's a red card?
No, Ryan Jack's not it.
They're all wrong.
I do.
Do you? I think yellow,
But you said
Nicky
they're all
Clark.
wrong.
I didn't even think Nicky Clark is a yellow.
What I mean is Ryan Jackson not a red card.
Do you think so?
I think that's right.
I don't think it's a red card. I don't
No,
think
but he never
Nicky.
got red carded.
No, but I'm saying, right, so people are
Aye.
crying out for a red card. I don't think it's a red card. It's not a red card. It was the right decision. Nicky Clark's is not a red card.
No, Nicky Clark's not even a yellow card.
I agree with you. And the penalty is in the rules. It's handball.
Aye.
But if you've played football in your life, that's never a handball.
What is he meant to do?
What's he supposed to? Exactly.
It's embarrassing.
Honestly, mate, the handball rule, how the SFA haven't stepped in at some point this season and said, right, we need to alter this somewhere, because it's every week there's at least one handball for penalty.
And then
penalty for a
Ricky
handball.
Lamy gets fucking dragged down in the box, and VAR doesn't even.
That's the thing. I mean, and it's just natural because Rangers and Celtic are obviously the most supported clubs in the league. But that decision when Motherwell St
Truly
Mirren
baffling,
was
mate.
unbelievable that VAR's watched that and said that's no pen.
You went
But Willie McCollum didn't check one of the.
But I think that's the thing I'm going to say. See, for Ryan Jacks, he sprints through with the yellow card. Nicky Clark, he waits for about 5 minutes and then just goes, fuck this.
But he didn't go. There was one he didn't go and check. There was one he didn't go and check.
It was the Nicky Clark one.
He didn't go and check that, but then the Ryan Jack he did.
Why is
It
that?
makes no sense.
I think Nicky Clark will appeal that.
What they said was
Got to appeal.
Got to appeal that.
and I don't know if that's true, but what they said was it took them 43 seconds to give the red card to Nicky Clark, and they're speculating that VAR's told him it's a red card. But that's no what you should still be going to the monitor. Do you know what I mean?
He should, because then he does do that with the next one, which makes no sense.
Because if he thought it was that bad, Willie Collum was the type that if he thought it was that bad, he'd have pulled a card out straight away like he did on the Ryan Jack one.
But
Didn't
see,
he?
nobody's even debating Ryan Jack's a red card if it wasn't for Nicky Clark's tackle, because
Before
Nicky
it.
Clark's isn't a red card, right? That's wrong. But because Ryan Jack's has happened 30 seconds later, it's like, well, if that's a red card, how's that not a red card?
Red
But
card.
it's both are the yellows for me.
I think everyone's going mad with red cards, mate.
Aye,
Tackle,
you're
people
spot
need
on.
to tackle, mate.
I know.
But
It's
surely-
a loose ball. Like,
Exactly. You can go for it.
Sliding.
Surely on a Monday they must all sit and run the table and say, right guys, how are we getting it? How are we getting this wrong? You've given for that. You've not gave the Ricky Lamy one.
You're right.
What's that? Like, what's going on?
It's all
Ever since Bobby Madden took that pink whistle,
We need
Do you
him
not
back.
feel-
We need him back,
do
Bobby
you not
Madden.
feel though, right, that VAR was supposed to come in, it obviously help
help
referees,
them.
help Scottish football. I think there's been
make it
more
worse.
contentious decisions this year than any
Yep.
other year that I can remember personally.
100%.
But I do think a lot of that is down to the rules. Like the handball rules, like,
pish.
it's not that it's
No, it's piss.
it's not the referee's fault because sometimes they look like consistency, but the rules wrong. Like the rules no right.
Yeah.
It's you can't really blame the referees for.
But it's just when they choose to do certain things in some games and not in other
Well,
games.
that one in Saturday's perfect
Well,
example.
even
with
like Kieran
Clark.
Freeman against Dundee United, not boys getting sent off, but that's a yellow. You should be sent off. The yellow card, he'd been booked.
Aye, with the handball.
And against Celtic on Sunday.
So right, so the VAR incident with Celtic for the penalty of Kyogo, that was done right. He's pointed
was
to the
good,
spot,
yeah.
and then he's went over just to double check, and he's realised no, the keeper's got a punch to it. That's how it's supposed to work. But see this no going over and checking,
And then the next one you go there and check.
and then you go. I just like this isn't it.
A waste of time. The
It is a waste of time.
The VAR's making referees look so stupid.
Yeah,
But so
yeah.
how do you make it? How do you make it better though? 'Cause
I think definitely a big thing for me is the time it's taking to make decisions. How they change that, I don't know. Does it come to a point where, because how many referees are actually in the booth?
3, I think.
3. Did they really need to go? Did they really need to go to the monitor? Because they say they
Aye,
don't want
aye.
to
what,
be
there's
referees.
3 referees in the booth.
Aye. So see if the 3 referees come to a conclusion of a decision, why not just tell the referee that's the decision?
3
and then
say
that
that-
cuts.
But see, if
half of the
but see,
time.
everyone knows the set rules. Why do you need 3 people? Surely it's one person that goes, right, what's the rule for that? Bang, right.
Because they say they want the referees to still referee the game. They don't want VAR to re-referee the game. But surely it's to come to a conclusion of getting the right decision. Because they said that like when they look at VAR, bringing VAR into Scottish football, they use rugby as an example, so TMO, and how they use it. But they don't go to a monitor to make a decision.
No.
But what's good about theirs is as well is they're mic'd up.
Aye,
So
you
see
can
when
hear
they're
it.
talking,
You can hear what they're
they
saying
hear what the explanation
and why
is,
they've
they
gave
hear
the decision.
how they've came to a decision. That could be another option. But for me, the big thing is definitely the time it takes. It's too long.
I'd love the refs mic'd up, would you?
I tell you what, see when you're blowing in games, a VAR call comes like that. Oh,
Well, did you not hear me
3-minute
mic'd
driver.
up in one of the documentaries?
Fuck. That was him, mate. Fucking hell, what was the one, mate? Jamie Simple. Holy fuck.
That would be brilliant, mate, the refs mic'd up.
aye.
But then see the Ryan Jack one, supposedly the 3 referees in the booth told him it was a red card. And then
he looked
he
at
went
him.
against it.
Where did you hear that?
It was on the radio the other day. I don't even know what I heard.
I'm sure they said that on Sports Scene that they thought
Aye,
VAR
it
thought it was a red card.
Aye, it was sports scene. I'm sure it was. I don't know how you would know the freeze gave that. But
They've either cut costs and not get as many cameras as what they need, or they're just fucking totally inept.
I don't know why it takes so long. Go and look at it and you can see the decision right away and then make it.
But if there's 3 of them, why does it say Nick Walsh is on the VAR? Like Ibrox Saturday, it said Nick Walsh. So who's the 2 others? Is it?
There's definitely more than one.
And is it?
I'm sure it is
And see
3.
the other 2? Are they referees that referee in the SPL?
I think they're just qualified
How many
referees.
fucking
I don't know if
referees is
they're
there?
actually.
Fucking
Just
John,
guys off the
it's
junior
fucking it's
of
John
the
for
amateurs.
Gladiators. Are you ready?
The wolf. Remember the wolf? Wolf's that hero, wasn't he?
Jet was gorgeous, wasn't she?
Was Jet nice?
Jet was fit as fuck.
Nah, but it's becoming an absolute mess.
Aye. And
It's,
there was
it's
always-
not as bad as anywhere
and
else.
people that thought the VAR was going to come in and get everything completely right, that was never going to happen. So I'm confident, or I'm hopeful, that next year VAR in general will improve, because I imagine they will make changes to it, because everyone's complaining about the time it's making to make decisions. So surely they take on board and change something. Mate.
Boydie and Smithy very happy with your wee segment there.
Are they happy? Aye. What about overall?
Pathetic.
They'll love this. Todd Cantwell. I mean, you remember on the Cooper Show, messaged Ken McLean asking, is he going to be a success at Rangers? He said he's going to be top.
Right, let's see the message.
He said his ability is top level.
You going then?
Well, can
He
I,
did
can
say
I,
in his
can I come
interview.
back?
Yes?
I asked a player that played with him a bit as well.
Who, Dorns?
No.
The one thing I did...
Henry.
a disaster.
Norwich.
The one thing I did take for Kenny McLean's message though, he says,
Tell you
I
what,
hope
fair.
he hits the ground running. It tells me if he doesn't, does he then start to...
Go.
Which is
That's
a
good,
bad
yeah,
where the
throwing
fuck's my
Kenny McLean under
phone?
the bus, isn't
No, he didn't say that.
Todd Cantwell did say that in his interview that's a fraction of what he hopes to show.
I think
I like
it was a
that.
decent debut. It was a decent
I like
debut.
that.
It wasn't amazing, but he done well. You can see he's got an eye for a pass, which is something that Rangers need a bit of creativity in. I don't think the final ball worked for him a lot. Like, it never came off all the time, but he's seen the passes.
He's looking to play.
Somebody just called me saggy ass.
What I liked was his pass that goes into Morelos to set Kamara. So he's always looking to play that forward pass.
It's a good goal as well. It's a great.
It was great interchange, wasn't it, for the four of them up the top.
See that?
What did he say about his ability? Brilliant.
He definitely could be, mate. Hope it starts well for him, because if he does, he could piss it up there. Ability-wise, he's top.
Wow.
There you go.
So that's for Kenny McLean.
Good. See the sources you've got in the game.
Who won Messi's next?
And what did your
I had
source
similar
say?
feedback. Very similar. Good boy.
Delia Smith, wasn't it?
A lot of them. No, Holty was at Norwich. Holty was at Norwich, wasn't he?
Gary
about
Holt.
40 years ago, right enough. But
Delia Smith.
said that
Where
reports
are
about him
you?
being lazy, and that's not true. He's a really good lad, good player. So
Gary Holt hates Clinton, didn't he? Kept doing a shite on his bus
Aye.
when he's at Norwich.
How's
was
Beckham
like,
getting on?
Where
I
are
thought your
you?
bus driver in the documentary looked like Dale.
Dale Ferguson.
somebody said that,
A lot of
aye.
people have said that to me.
I thought it looked like
Somebody says that looks like Dale Ferguson after a 10-year stretch in Berlin.
You need
By the way, he's gone. We done the curtain show, so we had a couple of beers with him after it. Sometimes he comes out when I was up, and then he texts me saying the eagle has landed. I repeat, the eagle has landed. And I text back saying, what the fuck are you talking about? And he go, will you carry my coffin?
Oh no! He must have failed it with.
No,
it's
see the
insurance.
way.
It's
He's
insurance.
always out of the road and he's taking the red wine, man. What a guy.
He's got to compensate insurance and all that.
He's worth 4. He keeps writing
I
to me,
walked
I'm
him.
worth more dead than I am alive.
Remember he said he had to leave at 2 because he had to be there to pick his wee granddaughter up at 2:45 or something. I'm walking to the train station, so I was going to get the train with him. He was going the other side, I was going to go the opposite side. And he went, fuck it, I'm away for a few beers in the town. I'm like, mate, wee granddaughter started being said, he walked away from the train station. He was just wondering how he showed up. But he phoned, his boy picked her up, so it wasn't as if he just left her. But mate, I will out to say that I've told it about the wing challenge. He's out of this world, isn't he?
Mate, he's
Have you done it?
He's done it.
Oh,
So we need
brilliant.
to-
The tone that
You know
did
about
on
that.
Who done it with?
Faddy and Derek.
Fucking hell!
Derek
But wasn't it like
Was it not like yours? No.
Derek was just fucking munching them. He just kept going,
Hey,
didn't he?
by the way, real no bad. But he was by
No, he
the
just
way.
kept like that. Yeah, alright. But you could tell
Mate, his eyes were fucking
his eyes were watering, mate. See, on that, have you got, that's one of my pet peeves, do you pay life insurance?
Aye.
You need, do you?
No, I don't think so.
Crazy, mate. Money you need to pay for pay to live. Pay to stay alive, mate. Month. 70 quid a month, Dan.
Fucking 70. What's your shield for?
Fuck knows.
I'm 50.
Mate, I've got so many fucking things that come out of my account, you're like, what the fuck is that?
I'm
50,
I'm no, 90 quid for the tools.
My house is a bit bigger up. That's why I'm saying, actually, it's not near bigger, I'm only joking.
Do you know what I pay and I didn't know? £10 a month comes out my account, Oxfam.
No way.
So I couldn't believe
For sitting outside their shop, back up.
Have you adopted a penguin?
No,
Adopted the penguin.
it's, I didn't know it came out, but I remember it was years and years ago. I had a conversation with one of the Oxfam people in the street and I signed up to it. And they sent me letters. I always get a number though for somewhere in
10 a month.
10 a
£10 a
month.
month. It's good to it though.
Aye.
What is your
Do you
worst direct debit?
What? Sky, BT and
Sky's a
fucking-
joke, mate.
I know
Sky
my
is a joke.
subscriptions are through the
Fuck
roof.
all on it.
But mine
You don't pay for it?
You've got Hearts TV,
Hearts TV,
Fox Nation,
Rangers TV, Premier
Base
Sports.
Station.
Fucking cost a fortune, man. Honestly.
Rangers David Lloyd.
Oh mate, what is that
gone.
line?
I've got a gym
I'm
membership
definitely
with
taking
North
that.
Lanarkshire
I cancelled my
Council.
Valentine's, mate.
I've not even been.
Shut up,
I've not even
Paid up to
been.
50 quid,
Mate,
mate.
get to the village.
David Lloyd's 150 quid a month.
No, it's a fuck.
Aye, so for me and Jerry, 150 quid a month. I said
Disgraceful.
done. That's coming off. I go to the gym about 5 times a year at David Lloyd. Get a gym at Hearts.
150 a month.
Aye.
150.
150 quid a month.
Fucking hell, I get 30. Me and Lynn in North Lanarkshire, £30 a month.
When was the last time you were at the fucking gym?
I was just got. She gets teacher discount, right? And I was just thinking. She said to me the last day, Kevin, I'm just going to cancel your part membership or save myself 15 quid a month. She's probably right. I'm going to go tonight.
What would you do if you went to the gym? Talk us through
I
what
don't
you
even fucking know.
Weights with the big weight. See the big vest and the big. No, what's the big belt you wear?
He's getting gloves, isn't he? He's getting gloves.
B. No, I'd probably do. I'm going to go tonight and do a
Steps.
You're going to do the bike?
Aye, because my hips fucked. So
Just get a bike and go a bit straight.
I know. I thought about
Better, mate.
See if you can't cancel something, you can't get out of it. How do you get out of it?
I do. I just
without
cancel my
cancelling?
direct debit, and then I get messages for them saying you can't just do it. But fuck it, nothing comes up.
Does it no?
My
My worst one.
Fuck, I'm not
My
going
worst one was child maintenance. Every
Oh.
month for the oldest
I
boy.
played with a few boys, mate. See, payday, they'd come in and they'd get their pay slips and they'd be like, what the fuck, man? Stay on the phone to the child maintenance.
I got the phone call last week. Hi, Mr. Kyle, it's just to let you know that's your child maintenance payment stops now that your son's left full-time education. So, you're a fucking dancer.
Buzzing, mate.
Then he hits me for a sub half an hour later, Dad. Fucking
So that you stopped paying it?
17 years, 18 years of child maintenance.
Oh, here's your son.
Here's my boy.
What, you want somebody else to fucking pay for him?
He's 6'6".
He's a hero, that boy. I like
He's a
him.
fucking great boy.
6'6".
6'6".
Oh, mate, he's fucking huge, man.
Get him a
massive.
job washing a giraffe's face. Didn't I see?
Mate, you could do me a fucking job.
6'6".
So, I don't know what.
Well, miles and a half
Morgan
away.
Whittaker, and do you know anything about him? Swansea.
I seen that
message-
movie.
a message-
Shawshank Redemption. Morgan Freeman.
Mrs. Kenny.
Message Kenny again. That's
3
it.
points from off.
But that was strange, mate. The thing is, he's obviously done well in the Championship, and Rangers are going to get him for £2 million. Is that right? Is that not quite?
Was he loan?
Plymouth on loan at Plymouth.
Right.
The Championship Plymouth?
No,
No, they're
I'll
League
text Ryan Hardy and ask how he's getting on.
aye. Get more info.
So that's a striker.
Aye.
Right
No,
winger.
Right,
winger.
aye. The football monitoring board.
Will we see Rangers busy over the next 24 hours?
I
think
think
so.
there was the reports this morning, but there's been reports of about 3 weeks that the boy Racing's done.
No, I've seen that. You know much about him, Andy? Nah.
No.
White player again.
Belgian
Centre mid.
Belgian under 21, standard lace centre mid.
Centre mid.
He's like a bit of a dog.
Mate, I seen the day though, right? Rangers since 2012 have spent 50 grand on midfielders.
And it's Kamara.
11 year.
Aye,
Spent
so
50 grand.
Is Kamara at 50
Aye.
grand?
And not
Showed
paid a
it.
fee for any other midfielder.
They've all been frees.
Aye.
It's great business, but at the same time,
Should they be spending a wee
should
bit
you
there?
be? I don't know.
Well,
So in 11 years,
How many of them have been successful?
how many successful, how many
Davis.
have led them to winning
Jack.
titles and stuff, and that shows you money. Money buys you better players.
but I know you can't just go off YouTube all the time, but I mean, these YouTube clips look good, but you literally could get a YouTube compilation of anybody that look good, wouldn't they?
Andy, I've got a YouTube compilation. It looks decent. It was fucking
Porn.
hopeless.
You've got your
You're
porn
top
compilation.
notch, mate.
You've got your porn
You
compilation.
porn's decent. You porn.
What, so what, they pay money for us, but how
know.
much? Is there a
I
fee?
think it's
that's
2
been-
million or something. 2
Right.
million.
Again, if, like, quite cheap in it for these types
He's
of.
got a contract at the end of the year.
I see, right, okay.
Listen, I think Celtic's your biggest thing. You can go out there and you can get good players for cheap money. You just need to have a good recruitment network. There is
Definitely,
players.
there's good players out there
There's
for
definitely good
fees,
players
aye.
out there that are. I mean, think of some of the guys at Celtic. Even look at Juranovic, 2.5 million sold him for 10.
Do you think Bale, that's where his, I know Raskins know, but do you think his market will be sort of in England, League One, Championship?
I think you would, wouldn't you?
I
You would
think
go to the
his
market that you
profile's
know,
looked
wouldn't you?
evident so far. Like everyone they've been linked with has been under the age of
I
25.
say that he doesn't want to sign older
I still think that even in like you think of the English Championship, the English First Division, there's some good players in
Oh,
the
of course
leagues.
there is.
He's
Look at
so
Matt
open,
Riley
Bale.
coming from MK Dons.
Yeah.
Oh, aye. Bale's so open when he talks, mate.
He loves
is
talking,
open.
doesn't he? I think he
Aye.
likes telling you things.
I don't know if it's too much though, and I just don't know if it is, because I can't remember exactly what it was, but he was talking about in training that and certain things that was going on, and I don't know if players maybe think, right, he's up.
There might be a
I don't
reverse
know.
effect as to why he does it.
But then you
Maybe
won't imagine
wants to
for
feel that
Logan,
he's
honestly,
letting.
so-
He maybe feels that he's wanting to give people information, and the people maybe think
It was just the one
they're
with the player.
comfortable and get to know him, and then it's the complete opposite when it comes to.
I think
Reality.
honestly, I think it'll be a hope for Rangers' sake that Whittaker and Racing gets in the door, but you never know, do you? You never know if people are going to be successful. I think the boy Racing's profile looks very good, so it's exciting. But
If Rangers could get one position in through this window, what would be the most important one?
right winger for me, I've said it for years.
Right winger,
Aye.
Striker, I think.
striker.
Morelos again looked a bit off its
I
side.
don't
I'm
know.
only seen highlights, but
You still got Morelos, Cholak.
So what's happening with Morelos in terms of his contract? Has he signed a new one, or has he been offered a new one, or what is
I think
he
he's
just
offered,
got?
didn't he? But I don't think he'll sign a new contract, will he?
Where's he going though? Who's taking him?
He'll get a club, won't he, on a free? If
He'll
he's
get
a
a
free, he'll
club,
get
aye,
a club,
but
won't
I'm
he?
just saying where's he going, but
What challenge can Eddie Martin do on Friday?
get that tennis challenge.
What can we do?
They'll
It's a
have
good
that.
challenge for
the,
Martin
the
to
tennis
do.
challenge.
No, what?
Get that machine
Chubby Bunny.
with the pads, and you put it on
So
your
you just shove her as a
on
marshmallow.
your you put it on your just above your balls, and makes you feel as though you're having a baby. You turn the ramp
That's the
up.
one what it does to
Oh,
the
you want to do that, didn't you? Huh?
I don't want to do it, but ramp it up.
What the pads like?
Put the pads on, and then if you get a question wrong, ramp it up. And then get to the point where you're
a good
fucking...
shout,
But what do you mean? Do you think that a fucking
Do you think he's gonna
SPL
do
manager's
that,
going to go, right, no bother, stick it out my balls while all day.
Not on your
Pass
balls, but
fairly.
it's on your... what do you call this? But, yeah.
No, I mean like a
Cubist bone.
challenge in a football pitch.
On your
on
football
a
pitch.
football
Ed
pitch.
Terrace, you're good and he says he's the best.
I think he'll be a player, Martin Daly.
Oh yes, he joined in the Buller challenge. He was the one pinging the boys.
Oh, has he got a good
Aye, really
lefty?
good. Aye, really good.
Slaney, just do the simple one. Corner flag, swing into the goal, left foot, swing into the goal, hit the crossbar. First one to do it. You'll beat the ball.
Has this been announced?
No,
Has
you've
this
done
been
that,
confirmed
Tony
that
Glenn,
you're
you
doing
never
this a
get one.
challenge?
No, he didn't, that's
No,
right.
we're interviewing him, but I'm going to try go up and do a wee bit with him before.
Why didn't you concentrate on an interview first and then we'll think of something like that? Right, Celtic. They were good again, weren't they? That pitch is getting tough. Deary me, man.
I actually worried for Dundee United. I thought if Kyogo had scored that chance in the first 30 seconds...
But I still think it could have been 6 or 7, mate.
Aye, I think that could have... That went in, I think you would have seen maybe 6 or 7, but as the game played out, Celtic just did enough to see itself over the line. Put on 5 subs, I think they put on.
Yeah.
So it showed you that just rest them when they can. Bit of a canter, Dundee United. They picked up, no doubt about it, but still a big arse. And you got, what, 4 teams sitting in 20 points at the bottom of the table? It's interesting.
It looked like Dundee United had worked a lot defensively and how to stop Celtic, but when they got the ball back,
Aye.
it
Just
looked like there
non-stop
was
Celtic,
no
weren't they?
idea how to keep it, whether they were turning them. Just kept giving them the ball back, didn't they?
I think it is so.
You do need to have periods where you keep the ball now.
Yep.
Aye, 100%.
Oh, you've no
If
chance
you
of
just
it.
give Celtic that amount, I don't know where it finished, 80% possession, you're almost waiting to get beat, aren't you? Because you know they're going to create that many chances, and 9 times out of 10, then one of them's going to get put away. But Dundee United never really offered much of a threat. Stephen Fletcher had that sort of half chance in the first half, but wasn't he?
Just keep
That's
coming
right,
in.
yeah.
The result was going.
Every time I've watched him, and every time the ball goes up the flex, he wins it.
Aye.
There's never
It's
any
ridiculous
good.
in
There's no point in doing it then.
There's no ever gambling midfielders never get close to him. Strange.
And I can understand if he's Celtic, because Celtic are so good at pressing that you maybe want to do that, but there's no point in doing it if you're not going to get runners run about him.
There was respect. There was a lot of respect for Fletch from the Celtic. Think back to because they understood how good he was, and they didn't go and dive in. And there was a couple of times where Fletch, I think he headed one onto Middleton.
Early in the first half.
And then there was a couple where he just held it in, played it out wide. If you've got somebody that good at doing that, as soon as it goes up, get up round about him. Then you get yourself up the park. You then start to cause Celtic problems in an area they don't want to be causing problems, but because he's up there on his own, it's just like...
It's like a worry though, innit? It's like when they do that.
They don't want to go...
Boy, just fall
in case we get hit.
in
case they get hit.
But Celtic, they just don't, honestly, they're relentless, aren't they? They just keep coming at you and coming at you.
Like I know Rangers have won, 9 games and drew 1 under Beale, is it 9? And Celtic's obviously won 9 and drew 1 as well, but Celtic look convincing every week. Whereas Rangers haven't quite had that performance yet that you think, wow, but they'll get there, but it's going to be, if they keep going the way they're going, it's going to be another interesting old fun when it comes up.
What about Kyogo closing that goal, then?
I know.
Amazing, mate, innit?
How many, you didn't see a lot of centre forwards working their fucking backside off like that, yeah.
It doesn't take much,
Never
does it?
stops, does
Doesn't
it?
take much, just a wee bit of effort.
See how many times he just looks to get slipped in every time, doesn't he? He's always looking to get
So always put off the shoulder. I always think that like a movement that's top strikers do these days, it is just impossible to defend. See when they're just standing offside 5 yards, it's like as a defender, you're like, where do I go? If I drop, I'm dropping. My back four's squeezed up, so I'm leaving space, and then he just peels off the back shoulder and then just runs. So it's hard to defend against.
It's like, you're looking at your man, how you go?
And the thing is, you can't get tight to him to grab him because you then come out of position, it leaves somebody else.
He doesn't play. He never plays on
up against you. That's always.
I don't know how you would go up against Celtic if you were a manager.
It's tough, mate, as we know. It's
Aye,
very tough. 400 games for McGregor, incredible achievement, isn't it?
400.
400, mate.
I think he should have had more when I was at Celtic and he was training with the first team. I thought he deserved.
Ready then.
You thought you didn't think he would.
How old is he?
You didn't think he deserved his chance in the first team. You
He
said.
must be 29, is he?
29.
Is he? I don't know.
No, I know he's around about 30. He was a year younger than me. Learned a lot from me, but at that time,
Do you think that was invaluable for him, just having somebody like you a year older?
100%. I was there 2 years with him. So at that age, it's so critical at that age that you get it right. So I was his sort of spouse, if you want to know.
Still a hell of a lot of games.
No, but do you know
40 games a season for 10 years.
He's a freak.
It's incredible the amount of games.
Some maths, that.
He should have. He was the best player in training at that team, and that team was your Browns, Ledley, Key,
Forrest?
Kyle. No wingers, best midfielders. And he was excellent that time. And he went. I think, but I big thing that helped him was it Notts County side, went he?
Yes,
and he got
Grealish, wasn't it? Jack Grealish.
I think he should have got their player of the year.
Yeah, he
as
did.
well.
He did.
But my what?
It's how he can play in I remember him as a kid. He was kind of left winger as well.
He played as a 10 when I was there, or he played off the side, and then he kind of dropped back. But
I think this role he plays in Angie's team will prolong his career as well.
Do you think he's Celtic's most important player?
Definitely.
The way they back to play?
Definitely, I think.
I do.
They're not the same team, and he doesn't remember.
I think it was important when he got his injury that Celtic saw themselves through to Christmas till he got back, and he's come back, and I don't know, he just seems to dictate everything. And he doesn't do loads of running or loads of yards, he's just as clever where he picks the ball up, where he moves it. It just seems to
Sunday's
be
the best I've seen him getting out of back.
Aye,
That's usually maybe if I was a wee bit critical sometimes off the ball in terms of tackling and winning the ball, but I thought he was really good at it.
It's his experience as well, like what he brings to the rest of the boys. He's been 400 games, that's incredible, isn't it?
See, when you say prolong his career, but in terms of what you think, that's not an easier role to play, but...
No, it is physically, and I do think that the way he's always played for Celtic, being an 8, being box to box, driving with the ball, getting, I suppose, more in a physical battle at times, I do think just that deep line role, I mean, he's done it so well under Ange, and I do think he'll have a longer career playing that position. But I'm with you, I've said it for a couple of years now. For me, he's definitely Celtic's most important player.
You thought Kwasi was better when he was in? Maybe
he didn't get a chance. He should have, shouldn't he? He's killing me with this. People believe that. I know that's the worst time.
People kept messaging
me. A picture of me with it.
Somebody messaged me. Oh, good to see that Carter Vickers' injury is long term. I forgot I even said that. Somebody
you did.
Long term.
You said he heard it.
I'm only going on a source. It's the football monitoring board that.
Who's your source?
It's the football monitoring board.
Who's that source?
Boydie.
I can't remember who said that. Somebody said
Frank.
That was a good shout, that one, wasn't it? Back to next week.
Kenny McLean, wasn't it?
People didn't let you be with any, mate.
Kenny McLean.
Right, relegation battle. Summers up for Ross County. Kelly had more possession, more shots on target, but Ross County won 3-0.
I'm starting to feel like there's a feeling of what Ross County did last year. This time last year, Milky.
Is this when they kind of went on
a crazy run and got them miles ahead of, and then ended up nearly just breaking it. Did they just miss it in top 6?
No, they got it.
They got
top 6, aye.
Beat Aberdeen.
I just say a funny feeling that this could be. I think
top 6.
I know top 6. No, I don't think that's a big ask. But then saying that, it's a huge win against one of your relegation rivals, isn't it?
It's 3 as well.
Do you know who I worry about for the most? And because of the shit show between Hibs and Aberdeen, took the limelight, took the pressure away from people talking about Motherwell. Because what a run they're on, by the way. What a run they're on, by the way. They can't buy a win for love nor money. 20 points.
But again, I watched the highlights and I thought they were probably the better team against them.
Sorry, been the best team.
That's every week, isn't it?
I know. Listen, there's been many a game I've watched Motherwell in the highlights and think, fucking hell, how did they not win that game? Van Veen maybe missing loads of chances, but you can't keep that. Can keep happening?
No. It's the fact that it was 3-0. I think Kelly missed quite a few chances, but White and Brophy's. I think Brophy's good business for Ross County. White won to the wheel.
That's for the Gladiator, isn't it?
Scored goals, didn't he? Scored goals. He even scored goals for something last year. So maybe not last year, the year before, but I do think goals has been because that's what Ross County done last year. Yep. That's what got them top 6. The amount of goals
Regan
he scored
Cook
was mental. So, you know, I don't like commenting on who's doing it at the bottom, but for me, played against Ross County twice, and they've got players that can hurt you, especially going forward. So,
is it number 10? 10 looks a good player. The one that scored the third.
Dander.
He looks like a good player.
I think he was at Swansea.
Was he? You can tell he's that technical type of player, can't you?
Who drinks in the biggest trouble?
I do worry about Kelly Fardell.
Do you? But player-wise?
No, I think when you look at it, I think they've got 4 strikers, and what is it? Vassell, Lafferty, Doidge, and there's another one that I thought. Shaw. I think they're decent players.
And Dennis Cameron.
Murray. I quite like Fraser Murray. I think middle of the park there maybe a wee bit. When you see, I think they were attacking, the first goal they're attacking, I think it drops to Polworth and he loses a 50-50 Ross County.
3-1 it ended up, breaking through.
3v1.
The home record's alright, isn't it, Kelly?
That's what maybe helped them.
I like to, obviously with Motherwell, I'm saying I worry about them. I think they have enough quality that will commit it, but they need to start getting points quick, because the more you keep having this losing run, they've kind of dragged themselves into that. Because I think I would be interested to see how many points Motherwell had when Hamill took them on
to what they've got now.
Because I think he won his first 2 games, and then since then it's not been
his first game, I'm sure, was on the way.
And they won.
The only team that beat them.
Have you been in a relegation battle?
Who?
Have you ever been in a relegation?
I told you, do you know listen earlier story when I got relegated now?
Got relegated with Swindon.
I know. I know he's not listening.
I've been in a relegation
horrible,
battle.
Mate.
That's what I was about to ask. Is it horrible?
Mate. You can't enjoy your life.
Yeah, it's horrible, man.
Oh, mate.
Because see the game when you're playing it, as a team or other
You're constant worry, mate.
That's it.
I was in a relegation battle twice with Kilmarnock and I never worried. I always thought we were good enough to stay up.
That's a different
I think the worst. Do you know what the
mentality? I'm a fucking.
Do you know what's the worst part about
We actually played we played Falkirk last game of the season. We've got, say, 25 points and Falkirk's got 25. I think we stayed up with goal difference. They beat us, we were down. If we beat them, they were down. We drew 0-0. But I never, during the game, ever worried. Thought,
that was a relegation battle with Pittodrie, Blackpool.
How was that?
Horrendous, mate. So bad. Do you know what's so bad, right? When you lose a game and you're that worried about checking the other results to see if the team's running about you won.
That's... See, even when you win, mate, you come in, you're...
What was the result?
That's a bit like...
we pulled off an incredible last, 3-4 games to stay up. I think we beat Brighton away, who were flying at the time, they were second or something, and then beat Wigan away, the second last game of the season. If they won, they got playoffs. If we won, we stayed up. We beat them 2-0.
That just...
Aye. And what? The biggest relief I've ever had in football was staying up.
Was that one of the best feelings you've had?
No, relief.
Not even a good feeling.
I didn't enjoy it at all, to be honest with you. But it's just gone down, man.
You feel guilty going celebrating and staying up.
People lose their jobs, mate, if you get relegated. It's simple as that.
I got relegated twice with Sunderland, but the 2 relegations we had no chance of staying up. We were going, I think 1 year we lost with record lowest points in the Premier League, and then the second year I think it was 19 points we had. I think we lost 15 and 19. And we couldn't, it wasn't a fight because we were done way before anybody else was done, but the Kilmarnock one was, I never worried about it.
Mate, see when we got relegated to Swindon that night at Sheffield Wednesday? We went out, this is my fucking mentality back in the days, went out that night in Swindon, mate. Honestly. Like the fucking Lions Den. Somebody tried to bottle me, mate. And I moved in it. Do you know David Prutton that hosts?
Nice guy.
Prutton's got fucking smashed with a bottle that was meant for me.
He's supposed to be very funny, no?
Prutton's a good guy.
After staying up?
No, relegated, went out.
And you went out?
Again, that just shows you
that's
where my
fucking
head
the mentality that's unbelievable.
Guy tried a bottle, his missus and hit Prutz, mate, and Prutz had a belt on a
fucking
scar.
We went out for about 3 days after that game. We beat Wigan and we played Charlton at the last game of the season, got pumped.
Because you've been out for 3 days.
For about 3 days because we stayed up.
Where do you stand with that when fans go to the bus or go nuts?
Well, if we were out...
I guess if you're out, it's different. But then, what do you think of that if you're...
I understand. They've got a point, because, see, at the end of the day...
Up to the fans,
Now that we're all doing apart from obviously Andy, we're all doing our normal day-to-day jobs, we know how fucking hard life is. Imagine them doing their job and they'll turn up and you're getting paid thousands of pounds a week and you're fucking getting relegated. We've got every right to have a dig. Privileged position sometimes. But going out after getting relegated, that's up there with the most stupid
side.
If you want to stick up to the fans, it's fine, but no for me.
What would you say?
No for me, that.
What?
I wouldn't, if I was watching my team and we were getting beat, I wouldn't be going out to a bus and going mental at them. No way. They just going out there to mean to get beat on. And I think if it's different if you see people not trying that, but some of the things I've seen abuse, some people get it's not acceptable. But if you want to say it's acceptable, players get abuse.
No, I don't think it's acceptable, but I just think they've got a...
Seems like that.
They've got a point.
Seems like that if you want to stick up to the fans, it's fine. But I'll not do it. I'll not be on my gravestone that.
I'll not be on my gravestone.
Then if you feel that's the way you want to go.
You got a counter?
Just get myself ready for... Actually, it was ages ago I called that chairman out for Aberdeen, didn't it?
How many times have we come in on a Monday after maybe a certain team's had a bad performance and they'd be like, what about fucking them at the weekend? You know what I mean?
But it's fit. Listen, that's what I actually discussed with your pals.
But he said he doesn't do it to doesn't go up to them and abuse her.
Tell you what, why wouldn't he go up and abuse them? No chance.
Well, there you go.
I wouldn't, but I get why they do it. You asked the question.
Remember you were hanging about that cool winning Rangers bus on Saturday?
No, fucking hell.
Imagine that. So, could Motherwell go down?
Aye.
You think so?
I think so, aye. So they're not winning any game of football. Aye, that's it, really. Isn't it? I've said it for a while. I worry about them, and I thought January was going to be so important for them to get Hamill's own players in, which is it's so difficult, isn't it?
Here's a question for you, right? Does the pitch play in the opposition team's hands? So you think of Kelly's home record with Astro, you think of Livy's home record with Astro, horrible places to go to. Do teams enjoy going to Motherwell playing on that unbelievable pitch? Does that help?
Definitely.
I'd rather play at Motherwell than
Definitely.
because
Definitely.
But then,
that's a good point.
I thought
doesn't mean it's right, does it?
No.
So we curveball that one. You don't mind that?
I think
the fans.
there's the 4 teams at the bottom
Ross County, by the way, Ross County, sorry, Kev, just got one of the best pitches in the league by a mile.
Is that a nice pitch, is it?
Oh, Ross County's pitch is very good.
Here, am I right? Who see the Kilty Hearts goal? Did you see it? The one,
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, unbelievable.
They were playing, was it?
Montrose.
Montrose. Is that Astro?
Yes.
I was going to say, they fucking looked amazing. I must have had it in HD on that telly. Must have had
That's a subscription to Montrose TV
I know,
you've got.
it was a Montrose TV subscription and it must have been in standard definition I signed up to. It looked amazing. And I thought, is that Astro or is that real grass? Because if that's real grass, it's terrific. But
Mate,
it was,
Jake Casey, when he came to Rangers and we went to play Hamilton, walked on the Ash, he was like, how good's this pitch, by the way? He thought it was grass. You've been serious, mate?
That's brilliant, man. Sean Maloney's back in the managerial seat.
Brilliant.
Wigan. Cole Touré sacked 59 days. Never won a game.
9 games he had and 3 of them were against Luton.
Were they?
Aye.
Were they really?
Aye.
Why is that? Strange.
Get Keane Luton again.
3 games against
I knew Cole Touré. I coached his boy at Celtic. Lovely guy. Would never have struck me as a manager, if I'm being totally honest. You'd think more of a coach than a manager.
Who?
Cole Touré. Coached his boy. His boy was funny, mate.
Was he?
Oh, his boy was
Was
funny.
he good though?
He was alright. His boy was alright.
Some joke for Maloney though, no?
Great, I know, after not doing really...
Have they got a good squad of players? They know much about Wigan.
They've got not bad. A good boy, but they signed the big boy for Sunderland, Charlie Wyke up front. He scores goals. They should be doing better than what they are. I think they're sitting mid-table-ish.
No, they're at the bottom, mate.
Oh, are they at the bottom?
Yeah, they're right in the relegation.
They were sitting mid-table last time I looked at it, Paul, a few months ago.
That's before Touré took the job. That's before Touré played.
But listen, Sean Maloney, FA Cup winner.
I think their
with
next
Wigan.
game's Luton.
Well, no, listen, I'm buzzing the wee man's back in. And it is, I mean, I hope it really does work for him. Because it was hard in the end. Shouldn't have caught
You know the wee jokes are coming out.
Listen, I do. He's a brilliant guy, Sean. Looked out for me a lot, so he's
Rumours
always
rumours they've changed the dugout, got the booster seats in.
No, listen, I do hope it is.
You're not really into any of that sort of part, are you?
You should, nah, don't do that to people. Never say that about a young man.
Kev's son's shoulders.
I wouldn't do that to a young manager. Throwing a young manager on the bus like that, I wouldn't do that. But no, listen, he's a brilliant guy. He's a brilliant guy, a brilliant manager. People in media and stuff that want to have a wee pop at him.
Well, you know him, you know Sean Mill, will he go down there and will he play the exact same way? Even though they're in a relegation battle, will he go and play the exact same way he played up at Hibs, or will he think he'll change it maybe at the end of the season?
He's stubborn. He's very stubborn, Sean. And he'll stick to his guns no matter what. I've said it in the past with physios, not that he never let even physios with younger players get away with anything. So I think he will, but the problem with Hibs though was they didn't really create much, didn't they? No? They didn't create much chances, so he will need to change something.
He will be the type, Sean, that'll go back and analyse himself and he'll think, is there things I can maybe do differently that I need to do differently?
But that's a great question. What do you think if when you're going out a relegation battle, is it sort of, we need to be hard to beat first, or is that the right mentality set? Right,
You need to find the mentality of what the...
Still a lot of football to be played though, isn't there?
You need to find the mentality of what the dressing room's at, because if their heads are down and they feel that they're in a relegation battle, you've got to change that mindset straight away. How do you change that mindset? Is it just a couple of results? So do you have to be a wee bit dogged, get some points on the board the ugly way, or do you just get there and say, no, this is the way we're playing and we're going to believe in this way and build confidence that way? There's different ways of doing it, but knowing Sean, I don't know him as well as you. Joking. Don't know Sean as well. That's the bone. I don't know Sean as well as you, but you can listen to his interviews and stuff. He is meticulous, so he'll not leave any stones unturned in trying to be successful with Wigan.
I think a big part of it is like what type of players you got. Have you got the players to play the way he wants to play?
Do we know anything about Wigan? The players Wigan has? I already know that.
It must be good. It must be good, aye.
Hopefully it works for him.
Can't believe Tomo didn't get that job, but
Tomo and Yogi.
Hopefully it does.
But the thing is, like, if you are a guy like us, for example, I've only got one way of coaching, so I couldn't go and coach how to kick your ball in behind and how to.
How do you know how to kick it in behind?
I wouldn't know.
You just get the ball at your feet, right?
But I wouldn't know how to coach it.
Send one down the line.
So how would you coach that Monday to Friday? Just get boys to kick your ball down the
Just do what Stevie Courtney used to do and just fucking... Oh, he was the worst coach ever.
See, I couldn't get my team to play like that. You just need to go on and play what your beliefs are, I
Somebody
think.
started asking about this, you wouldn't know what you're doing with it. That's what I'm saying,
It's like Klopp, didn't
Like
they?
you
Ask Klopp
say-
about playing more defensively. He says, I don't know how to coach that, mate. I know how to coach one way of
It was
football.
like when
Well, that's a
Ange
good
said it
question on
yesterday,
how do you actually coach kicking the ball in behind? How do you
I don't think you would. I don't think you would maybe. You wouldn't quite.
You would just need to do an 11v11 every day,
Attack
wouldn't
the
you?
back four up, spin it in behind, everyone squeeze. You can coach it, whether you want to coach it or no is obviously a different
that'd
story.
be quite
but
tough.
I'm not having for a minute that Klopp didn't teach minds how to defend though. It's a lot of shite, Klopp. He's peace.
Love that for you.
Mate, Klopp's my most hated manager in world football.
Wow.
An excuse for everything.
Like this bit at the end.
Absolute
That's a
blame
headline.
complain culture all the time.
There's a
All
Blame
the time.
culture every time. I would agree with you, Andy.
What was it, the Brighton game? He wasn't happy
All the
again.
time, mate. For the last 6 weeks, everything's somebody else's fault. Blame
Aye.
and complain. That's it.
Said the sun was in his eyes, didn't he?
By the way, unbelievable manager. Don't get me wrong, but nah, it's really annoying.
was
me,
a
isn't
Do
it?
you think his time's coming to an end, eh?
Aye.
Nah? Do
He's a
you?
hero. He's a god there, isn't he?
Jason McAteer's taking
Wanna
over.
chat-
But
He's gonna leave.
how long can it continue? Jason McAteer's
Do you think they need to give him it though? So see if they brought a new manager, then they would need to sign new players and rebuild. What he's done at Liverpool, should you give him the time to rebuild a team? So a new manager. So because Alex Ferguson done that. Remember a couple of years where Chelsea came in, won the league for a few years, Fergie fell down third, fourth, and then
I don't think he was ever in the position of
no
Liverpool,
ninth,
was he?
10th in the league and coming out everything.
How many players think Liverpool need? You're saying rebuild.
Full midfield.
Full midfield.
Midfield,
Fabinho at the back. Would he go, the boy Gomez who was being raved about, he's lost
Need
a
a-
bit.
need a striker.
Van Dijk didn't come back exactly.
We've not got a striker. They signed a
Like
big
Darwin.
He doesn't even get a game now.
He's injured, I think.
No, he was on the bench yesterday.
Was it?
Ben
he's
Doak.
back.
Build the team around Ben Doak.
I
think Ben Doak would be great.
Midfield. Let's see.
You want Roy Evans to get out here, didn't you?
Remember that with Carragher? That's his favourite manager ever, Roy Evans, and Carragher went like, is it? And looked at me. That was a bad day, that one, a bad day.
Talking about Cole, 58 days, have you ever played for a team where annoyed the manager was sacked, or you said, who did you say that? McCarthy? Do you think it was right, that when you look back, was it the right decision for them to get rid of him at that time?
I don't know. I still think they should have
They
kept.
kept you up.
Big Nick's back.
Did you see his interview talking
His
about
interview
Nathan
was
Jones?
brilliant.
Amazing, that.
Brilliant.
Does not give a fuck now, didn't he?
He
Just
kicked
like
out, he swearing,
He's swearing,
which he would never do in the media. But what was it he says? I'll tell you why I fucking like Nathan Jones.
He went on one, mate,
He says
didn't
he's a fucking great coach, and he's earned his stripes, and he's worked his way up to this point. Yeah, and he got a hit.
He's had a few smacks on
He's had a few smacks on the arse. He come back down, but he's back up again. Fucking says, I thought it was brilliant.
What about you? Manager sacked?
Warburton, aye. He's
What you
probably
think
Aye, he's definitely the main one I can think of.
Is he in football, Warburton? He's a coach for West Ham.
Aye.
He's with Moyes, isn't he?
Ah, he has been Moyes, aye.
Aye, but he was flying with
But
Stuart
what
Pearson
was-
and he came in. And I've been a shocker. No,
No, you're right.
For that, but I'm
You're
not
right.
I'm not blaming him
Yeah.
for that, but I don't know if Big Pearce's left and they've not been the same. Because they were flying for years, mate, and then he's got that. Pearce's fucking knowledge and fit was outstanding.
Well, that's
innit, so-
what you're saying about style of coaching. Like Warburton was very possession based.
And Moyes doesn't really explore
I
that, does
wouldn't say it's the way he wants to play is a
that's a
major
great
fit
shout.
with West Ham and Moyes, but
Maybe Moyes wants to evolve into that sort of football passing team.
Maybe if he was
that's
in
why
his
he's brought
side
in.
because the West Ham fans are critical of his style of play. So maybe it's
On
well
managers getting sacked, I actually got Jim Jeffries a sack, and then I phoned him up 2 days later when he got the Hearts job and said, "You take me to Hearts."
How did you get him a sack?
Because what
Leaked
happened?
photos of him, didn't you?
No, what happened? It was actually Chairman Gate. It was
Was that when the chairman phoned you?
Chairman phoned me and says, "How you doing, Kevin? You want to come down and talk about a new deal?" And I was like, "Aye, that'd be good, aye." Well, we're unlucky on Saturday. I went, "No, we weren't unlucky, we were shite." He says, "What do you mean we were shite?" I says, "Well, unlucky's when something doesn't go your way, like a ricochet off somebody's arse, whatever." I says, "That not playing very well, it's just playing rubbish." And he went, "All right, do you want to come down and talk about the manager's tactics then as well while you're down?" I went, "No, that's not my role." And so I told Billy.
Fuck.
And then fucking 3 days later, Jim was sacked.
Fucking hell.
Really?
So was that Michael Johnson?
Aye. Wanted to talk about the Gaffer's tactics with me because I was a captain at the time, and
Do you think chairmans do that a lot?
I was like,
doing
"No,
it,
that's
huh?
not my role." And I was sitting there then, I then phoned somebody and said, "What would you do?" And he says, "I would tell your assistant manager, if you've got respect to your manager and your assistant, you would tell them if that's what the chairman's
What did
asking."
you Billy say when you
And we
told him?
Billy's, "Fucking hell, wait till I phone Jim, Kev. I'll phone you back."
And then did Jim phone you?
And then Jim phoned me and I just said, and then it kind of spiralled for there, and then Michael Johnson sacked him about a week or two later.
Fucking hell.
And then Jim got the Hearts job and I got moved to Hearts. It was winner, chicken dinner.
You ever have a manager you thought was sacked early?
Matt Roberts. And the run was terrible, and I mean this, the run was terrible, but if you looked at it, we had no defenders at all. And I felt so, you know about the lower Scottish League with the budget. You yawned when I was talking, was it that bad?
Sorry, mate.
Is that bad, isn't it? Just stop. But no, the budget.
So he must have been the year after me, he got sacked then, wasn't
And
he?
the results were terrible, but I mean, the dressing room was great. They started really well, and then we had genuinely no defenders at all. So if you looked at that, you think that's why they might be conceding a lot and no winning points. So
Didn't they
I'd
have
love
big
to have
Mark Campbell playing at the time, did they?
Big Bobo, aye.
Big Bobo.
One of the worst I've seen.
He
Fine,
was
aye, like a great
unbelievable.
big guy, great.
Did Weghorst play for Man U at the weekend when you went to watch?
How
was
was
he?
it? Never touched the ball. They generally, you can see they didn't pass him the ball.
It's mad he's
But he
up
just
front for Man U,
occupies,
innit?
it's mad.
that
Mate, he is good defensively, like pressing that, he works his balls
it,
out,
aye.
But-
but they didn't pass him the ball, mate.
It's good that, innit, for them.
2 goals and 20 for Burnley and get him moved to Man U. I know he's
Crazy,
went a
mate,
couple of loans, but
Power of a target, man. You get to move all the time. Even when you're
He's some
pissed.
sign.
What's for dinner tonight?
I'll tell you what's for
know
dinner
I
tonight.
like that.
I'm haying prawn linguine.
Hayne?
Haying,
Prawn linguine.
prawn linguine.
I think I'm having beef stroganoff.
What's beef stroganoff?
Just beef,
Beef,
with
mushrooms,
rice, mushrooms and
creamy
some
sauce.
sauce, aye.
Theatres for me.
Theatres?
What one do you get? Do you get barbecue or the fiery tomato?
The barbecue.
Yeah.
Aye.
Well, you haven't, Paul?
Got a Marks and Spencer's lasagna, seen the fridge.
Oh, nice.
Marks and
Nice,
Spencer's.
Tesco shut down.
I'll tell you what the best thing
I don't
about
know why
Marks
it's in the
Spencer's is.
fridge.
Marks
Just seen one of
Spencer's
them.
butter chicken. Oh, it's fucking dynamite,
Is
honestly.
it? I'll try that with mash.
Yeah, what's your...
No mash. Fucking kilo rice.
What, butter chicken with mash?
Marks is butter chicken with mash. It's a fucking Indian
Oh, is
dish.
it a curry?
Fucking curry dish with mash.
I could listen
I
to say
thought it was
mash all
like a
day.
chicken cave you were talking about, like butter.
Oh, I've not had a chicken cave in a while.
Fuck's sake.
That's a scoop.
Why don't you have both? On the one plate.
No, freezer surprise tonight, maybe.
Are you here, see with your lasagna, did it tell me just put lasagna, do you like salad or...
No, I had butter bread.
Oh,
What do you put in your salad cream? Do you put any your lasagna? Do you put salad cream on your lasagna? No?
mate, what are you talking about?
Salad
that's
cream, I
disgusting.
fucking come
Salad cream on lasagna?
Aye. Mate,
You're
would you put
miles
salad
off.
cream on
tomato
it?
ketchup on macaroni.
No.
No?
No, that's no bad, that's not
No,
right.
that's
I understand it more than salad cream on a lasagna.
Salad cream on lasagna.
What's the
no,
worst
no.
thing you've seen somebody doing with food? Like, sorry, putting
Drip it
less.
on there.
A lot of people into that.
What's that? My old man's the worst, mate. My dad, he's a fucking caveman.
Is he?
So it's like Steph's family's quite well at doing that. So when we first started going out, I think the two families came down to Swindon. We used to go to a place called Rendezvous, so they just put the food in the middle, all the stuff. So if you wanted a wee bit of something, you would obviously put your spoon in, but my dad would just be like that, fucking hands in every man. I was like,
I love it for him, but it's embarrassing, and I do love it for him, but it is awkward.
When
but even like, see if you said to me, but fuck
Okay,
off.
shut up.
we used to go to like, when I first started we used to order like a Chinese. So in my house, when you ordered your dish, that was your dish. I remember they ordered a Chinese and it was everybody, and somebody started taking a bit of my dish. I was like,
Somebody
fuck,
said
That
about
way
you,
you ever had
fuck
to
you.
wait.
I was like, what the fuck are they doing?
Breakdown.
Put your hands in that
What, you
dish.
didn't have a wee bit
So
of
when you
it?
order a Chinese, they put all the Chinese out, and I'm that way to get my Szechuan chicken, and fucking somebody's got their spoon, and I'm like, I'm sitting there thinking, fucking taking a bit of that Szechuan chicken, I'm really fucking
One dish and you get Szechuan chicken.
Aye, I fucking think that night was Szechuan chicken. Where they say they're taking me bits, everybody's, and I'm thinking, in my house, when you order your dish, that's your dish.
That's the most passionate I've ever seen you.
What is your favourite dish, Chinese? Chicken Island.
No, I like the salt and chili chicken.
That's me.
Aye, curry sauce, salt and chili chips. See the salt and chili chips
Oh,
at
wait,
Hemo and
Kev.
Croy? They're battered. So the chips are covered in batter and then salt and pepper in the batter. Fucking dynamite.
Your mate mammoth, what other thing that?
Homie. Is it homie?
Do you know what my dad does? He goes round at 5, he leaves at the house at 10:20 at night and goes to all the Tesco's and gets see all the stuff.
Yellow stickers.
Ah, yellow stickers.
We used to do that.
Did you do that? No, it's good that, innit?
Peterhead got the yellow stickers.
Brilliant, no?
Brilliant.
What a
But no,
show.
no,
That was good.
That was a good show today.
You want to just keep going?
no, there was, see, I get the train the other day to training. Boy on the train gives a lift. Half a train with his motor.
What, you just got speaking to him on the train?
Speaking to him on the train, he was like, I'll give you a lift anyway.
Tell you what's
Brilliant,
doing
that,
your hair's looking tremendous, by the way.
Do you think I need the transplant?
No.
There, but look.
Nah. It's looking
Also, let's say
tremendous.
when I was in Old Trafford, about 3 people came up and said about open goal.
Right, mate,
At
innit?
Old Trafford, mate. I think it was the Irish boys.
It's mad, innit?
Separate occasions.
Do you ever think of your life
Some
before?
got
And then a guy came up in the hotel, Irish guy again, David somebody, and
you know
bought us a red wine.
David
David McGuinness. There you go.
Was it?
Yes.
Don't think you remember his name, mate.
Andy Carroll, spoke to Andy Carroll.
At Old Trafford?
Mate, he was top man, Andy
He got a
Carroll.
picture
Came
with
in,
Frankie, didn't he?
but then after the game, when we were in the hotel, he came in and sat as well.
Did you ever play against him, no?
Nah.
Where was the seats? You in hospitality?
No, not in hospitality, but great seats, mate.
Stadium's
See
amazing,
everything.
isn't
It's brilliant, man. Love Old Trafford.
Can you understand why
Get a side on that at half time as well. I love that, mate.
What was you going to say, Gus? A cracker? Can't remember it now.
No, what we should do?
Tell me.
We've not done a road trip to a game. See, we've
that
done
was
the
good when
Pittodrie
you done
Scottish
that.
Cup.
It'd be good to do an English game, innit?
Kev Trophy.
Forest Green. Forest
No,
Green.
drive, Kev D.
That's a great shot.
The big dunk.
Because
Forest
Dylan's
Green.
done there and all.
Dylan and Regan Henry's there as well.
Aye, but if we're going to Forest Green, can we take our own food? Because I'm having none of the fucking vegan shite.
Hey, each to their own.
We need to do a wee road trip for a game of football again.
Road trip to where? Who could we go
Why
and
don't
see?
we do they do the soccer Saturday where they go for a night out? Why don't we do it, but we have to go to their game the week after?
Why don't we go all our former clubs?
Aye.
Oh, that's a fucking
Well, they go to Azerbaijan next week, yeah?
Oh.
No, why don't we do that and then we go in, right? And we ask the staff and what they
What they were like.
what they thought of them.
Well, no need to travel too far for you anyway, so.
Milton Keynes, me, man. Bolton, England.
Right, boys.
No, sorry, hold on now.
What if you won? Then you won.
Mate, I
boys
see
are
you
man
went
up the
to
road.
us. Come on.